Hello.
How's everybody?
I hope everybody's doing great.
Oh, my mother's here. Hello, Mother.
Hi, Mama Steele. We
Hello,
love it. We love it.
Okay, all right. Everyone get on board.
Get on board and vote. I don't know if you can see, right?
Yeah. It's beautifully framed in the like in this circle here,
Yes.
the microphone and the wire.
And it's like,
don't move.
I will never move. It's like, did I wear this shirt to vote? No, but I did vote today.
Oh, you should have worn a slutty shirt to vote.
There were no sleeves, but it was just
Fair.
a different sleeveless.
Okay.
Oh, Juan can cure our disease.
Yes,
we
Juan.
all know Juan loves Gaga. Very happy.
Juan
Helen
loves
Melody.
Gaga and me, and I love Juan.
And yes, everybody loves everybody. This is
a loving channel
so
here.
lovely. We love. Hi, Juan. Hi, Melanie. How are we all feeling? What's going on today?
Olaf.
Yes, I think we got an email from Olaf. I'm not sure if we're going to get to it. Nope. We
did get a couple.
So. Yeah, we did get a couple. We're very popular. But how's everybody doing?
What's everyone doing? All right, I'm uploading.
Yes.
Right. Instagram is uploaded.
Good. Palmer, you officially beat the Gaga hater allegations. You voted red, right? Michael, don't even joke.
This isn't funny, Michael.
Could you imagine? Like if I got in here and was like, you know what? I had to change
heart right in the booth.
I mean, guys, if you watched any of whatever's happening on their side of things tonight.
Oh, let's talk about it.
I mean, we'll talk about it when we start the podcast. But like, guys.
A disaster.
Imagine watching that and being like, oh yeah, that's who I'm voting for.
Oh.
This like active racist party.
Jeez.
I also emailed you. Oh my gosh, Melanie.
Hi, Melanie.
I'm excited to get the email. Hopefully we will get to it today.
If not, we can get to it.
If not, that's the thing. We were very popular, as we said.
Oh, well, Melanie's email. Melanie was very much just like, I just want to say you're great.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
It wasn't necessarily an email my heart question.
Oh, I see. That's very nice.
Or at least if I'm remembering correctly.
Hi, I'm at the Target Center seeing Stevie. We'll probably watch the replay. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Jen, the Genternet, happy Sunday all. Happy Sunday to you too, Jen. I hope everyone's feeling good, feeling great.
I'm feeling good.
We're 9 days away from Election Day? Which is wild.
I want it to just be one.
I want it to be.
I want it to just be 1 day away.
Now.
So it can be now. But let's not wish our life away. These next 9 days are going to be great.
Yes. More good things. I just sent in my early ballot praying for this country and praying to God. Ooh, girl. Well,
girl.
We're praying the opposite. Hopefully our votes and our prayers cancel each other out, babe. Obsessed with Disease, one of Gaga's best songs. Well, I like it. Beyonce, Trump's become more unhinged since Beyonce showed up. Did you see that clip of him being like, Kamala's at a Beyonce dance party with Beyonce? It's like, oh my God, you loser. You loser.
Just going to say glad to see Beyonce and Ariana voting on the right side. Though I'm not surprised. And
which
today, J-Lo,
Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, which,
yeah.
I mean, if you saw what we all saw this evening, how could you not?
Like the perfect day for J-Lo, Bad Bunny.
Exactly. Just absolutely the fuck not. Just so we're clear.
Let me make my endorsement today.
Exactly. Yeah. Now is the time. But yes, so I was going to ask you something, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, God, what?
Who are you voting for?
Who are you voting for, honey?
Who are you going to do it?
I'm voting for the same person you're voting for, darling.
Hopefully the country, or I voted for. I'm done. I've already voted for her.
That's true.
Spoiler.
That's true. I'm voting for the person who you voted for.
That I voted for.
Hopefully the country can have Beyonce dance party for the next 4. I mean, that'd be fun.
Yes. Hi, Montrez.
Hello, Montrez.
Hi. I watched Joker 2 this week. Was not bad at all. I love it. Didn't get the hate. Okay.
I do think people were a little too
more aggressive about it. Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, everyone gets more unhinged with Beyonce. I mean, the pictures of Kamala touching Beyonce's shoulders and being like, the visuals are coming right.
Yeah, I love that.
That was so good.
Hey guys, can't wait to see you at the live show.
Yes,
can't wait to see you, Isaac.
We can't wait to see all you LA folks. Click that link. It is the pinned post in this chat. And just come see us live November 23rd. We'll be celebrating a historic win by Miss Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Putting that out into the universe.
If Kamala wins, can you guys come on the next podcast without shirts?
No.
If we sell 100 tickets to the live show, then I'll come on this podcast without a shirt.
Which I don't think is going to happen because there aren't 100 seats.
Yeah, how much does it sit?
It seats, I think, like 80, but we have a few. They're available. But just for people we know. It's like I'm not charging Jackson to go. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
Are y'all going to have an election party? You know what? I'm not. Because I'm like, I need to be alone.
Yeah.
I feel like election
Well, you
party.
won't be alone. You'll have Jackson.
I'll have Jackson, but I need us to not be like in a group setting because you never know. Like we all remember.
Yeah, we all.
You know,
yeah.
like I feel like the closer
I
we
don't
come
recommend
to the day,
being completely alone, which is what happened with me in 2016.
That is what happened with
That
you.
was a lonely day. I was like, where the fuck is Matt Palmer?
I was at the Apple store.
Yeah. But Travis will be there. Me and Travis both requested off from work.
Good.
That day.
Good, as you should.
It's a bad sign when America's Hitler gets so many votes. We will still have to deal with this after the election. Many people have turned their backs on representative democracy principles. I'm hoping that everything goes our way.
I'm hoping that.
And then afterwards, things gradually move in a more normal direction.
Yes, normal would be great. Ooh.
Yeah.
Someone was getting active on the right.
I know.
But yeah, no, normal is great. I would love normal.
Steele, has your episode for the show you're in aired yet? Yes, it has.
Yes.
Dr. Odyssey aired on Thursday, episode 5. It's on
Yes.
Hulu now if you missed it. Episode
Yes.
5. I don't know how many minutes in I'm in. I think I'm after like the second commercial break.
Okay.
I forgot.
Sure. I mean, I should probably watch the whole. I mean, like, I didn't watch the whole Dahmer, but I feel like Dr. Odyssey's less scary than Dahmer.
Definitely less
Okay,
scary.
that's
Yes.
what I'm thinking.
Less scary.
So, yes, I will watch the full app.
Taylor's had many album anniversaries recently. She loves an October.
Oh yeah, because someone said that it was 10 years since 1999, which is
Oh, I don't want to think about that. Don't want to think about
the
that.
fact that it's been 10 years
Nope.
since we were sitting in
Can't-
those Halloween costumes.
You were stuck in that Spider-Man
I
outfit.
was.
Wow.
I was stuck.
That's history.
That's history,
That's
darling.
history.
Whitney told it. I love making a Monday live. Hi, Matt. Hi,
Hello.
Matt. Matt262. Great name. We love that name.
We love that name. 262. Why? What's the 262
Yeah.
stand for? Is that your area code? I mean, don't. If it is, we don't want to like stalk
Well,
you
no,
or
you don't need to
anything.
like tell us your full phone number.
Sure.
Just finished Hacks season 1 cinema.
Cinema.
Oh, keep watching.
Wish you were on a show I watched.
Well,
I wish
you
I
could
was.
just-
I wish on any. I wish I was on any.
All the
show.
shows. Palmer, if Mariah came out and endorsed Trump, would you still be in? She would never. Like, it's luckily the thing about standing someone for as long as I have, she would literally never.
Yeah, no.
Literally never. No.
I seen you in Dr. Odyssey, Matt Steele. I was already watching the show because I love some medical dramas.
Oh,
Okay,
we love that.
I'm sure you loved A House
And Joshua Jackson.
and A Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel
if
like
you
they're-
love medical dramas.
ER.
ER.
Maybe he's probably young for ER. But
Yeah, ER was like 97
90s.
around.
How long was it out? Like, how long was... I feel like...
Let's do some
Let's
research.
do some- we love
How many
researching.
seasons did ER last?
Do you guys like the Vault tracks Message in a Bottle and The Very First Night? She has so many Vault tracks. I do
Message
like
in a Bottle is great.
I do like Message in a Bottle.
Yeah.
I would love to hear the original production by
Okay.
Max Martin, but I do like the song. The Very First Night, I don't know what it is. Are y'all going to review the Guts concert film? Comes out on Tuesday. Excited to watch it. Probably not a review, but I'm sure we'll talk about it. I'm going to watch it.
Wow, ER lasted 15 seasons.
Shit, those medical dramas last forever.
Yeah.
Because Grey's Anatomy, I think, is still on without Grey, right?
It was
without
on,
Meredith Grey.
It was on from 1994 to 2009. I didn't know it was 2009.
I didn't know 2009.
Who was watching it in 2009?
I don't know.
Reveal yourselves.
But Grey's Anatomy is still on. It's
That's
been on
true.
for a million years. Trump represents everything Mariah hates: old, racist, stuffy white man in a bad suit. That's the thing. If you think she'd vote for that man after dealing with Tom Mottola, who's probably liberal,
Yeah.
you know, and she couldn't do that. I thought it comes out the 31st. No, I do think it comes out the 29th. The Guts.
Totally forgot. Grammy nominations come out next week?
Is it next week? Really?
Wow.
Meredith-
That's crazy.
Meredith Grey is a recurring character. So true. I would do crazy things for the original production of the Vault tracks.
Yeah.
We listened to Aquaman by Addison Rae. Thoughts? I have no thoughts except I think we should make a patron-only video of us listening to or watching the videos for Diet Pepsi and Aquamarine. Because
Sure.
the girls are liking Addison Rae, but all my memory of her is like she was that TikTok dance girl, right?
I remember
like,
the appearance on Jimmy
Yes,
Fallon
that's
or whatever.
my-
and I was just like, I can't engage.
I know.
I can't engage
But
with this.
apparently, some of the gays are in for her. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, I saw the video clip that they're sharing of Aquamarine, and it's like, okay, this is actual dancing.
Right.
That, like,
and the
we're
song
doing.
sounded like,
Sure,
we're doing
like a song.
yes, like a song.
Yes.
So I'm open to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, my history with her is Jimmy Fallon, which is too bad.
Where he like holds a new, like, this is this TikTok dance, and she does like,
I know. I mean, but maybe that's going to turn into her like Lana Del Rey on SNL. Like the embarrassing moment we were all introduced to her, but then she becomes something very big for, gays.
Watch Cowboy Carter not even get nominated for Album of the Year. That would be, I can't foresee
that
it
would
not
be
getting nominated. That would be
wild.
nuts. I still love Grey's Anatomy. There's a new gay Chaplin character that I love.
Oh, we love that.
Gwen Stefani's new album isn't country, apparently, even though the cover is her with a cowboy hat.
Interesting.
It's good, though. I love Gwen. Great. Okay. That is good. I was listening to Sour and I was thinking there's no better album than this. And then I listened to Guts and I was like, wait, never mind.
Hey, Sour, a perfect era. Guts, a closer to perfect album than Sour, I would say.
Sure.
That's what I would say.
Fair.
But,
birthday is February 26th, which means 30 is around the corner. It's not that close. You still got some 29 in you.
yeah.
Steele, you and the pink tutu has made me very happy. You're welcome.
Oh, spoiler.
Thank
Pink tutu.
the wonderful costumers.
And just know that is why he had to shave that chest. Only this part. Is it? You're back to normal now?
I'm back to normal.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Hey, y'all. I'm so bored. Going to have to go to the doctor. Check out in a few minutes. Okay, good luck.
Okay. Yes, good luck. We hope all is well. No problems.
That's Steele, by the way. I guess you were on Dr. Odyssey like 4 weeks ago when you were hinting at it. Yeah. I gave hints.
Right. And I said he, unfortunately, when we're talking about like the star.
Yeah.
But whatever. There are a lot of men that are
There are
stars
a lot of men that are
things.
stars of TV shows.
Yes. All this political thought made me need to stress eat a cookie. Absolutely.
Hey, I'm sure that cookie was good.
Positions is almost 4. Sorry, I had to. I'm happy for I assume that's Sheena girl in the chat saying that. But you know what? Whoever loves positions, I love that.
We love love for positions.
We love for positions. And I love POV.
POV is great.
I like 34, 35.
I like
Thinking this is a long time.
I do like the title track. I do like positions.
Hi, Grace.
Thank You Next is a brilliant album.
Oh, beyond. We love Thank You Next.
We love.
The more time that passes, the more I dislike Janet Jackson. She has had so much time to correct the misunderstanding and has done zilch. I mean, I've said what I need to say about Janet Jackson. Some of the Janet heads were not happy with me. You can see the comments in that video. But truly, just so we're all clear, everyone, even Mariah included, if you say something stupid, even if I love you, you can earn yourself a shut the fuck up.
Sure.
That's not saying I hate you. I think you're evil. It's like, no, so everyone, there's a moment we all need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that was one for her.
And the thing with Janet Jackson is just like she's so famous and cut off from society.
I know,
Where it's kind of just like I understand why. Like she would say something that she doesn't necessarily know the facts to.
I don't understand why she'd say it.
Correct.
I understand why she'd think it because she's in a bubble. I don't understand why
why she would say it's true. Fair.
Saying like I don't really know what I'm saying, but what I heard is about a presidential candidate who might be the first woman president, first black woman president.
Yeah. First the Asian woman president.
First Asian woman president.
First lots of things.
First lots of things. No.
I did see Speak No Evil. Great. James McAvoy's great in it.
When y'all read the live chat, do you read it from the side chat or from the pink oval on your screens? Neither.
Well, I read from the pink oval. I can't. We have a little.
Why can't you read that?
It's so far. It's farther away from.
Oh
me.
my God! It's we have a teleprompter here now.
Yeah, that's why Matt Palmer makes eye contact. He
do.
stares down the barrel of the camera.
I do.
I stare a little off.
What's the closest Mariah has come to a shut the fuck up? I mean, usually it's more like you collaborated with R. Kelly a little too late. You collaborated with Terry Richardson a little too late. So it's not really from her. It's like sometimes her allegiances are with men that I'm like, or like, and she didn't know this, but like was a constant collaborator with Brett Ratner, and she's never come out and like disavowed any of those people. So that's not quite a shut the fuck up, but it's a Mariah. she's never gone to bat for them either, which is great.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, like, when you collaborate with some of these people, it's kind of just like you don't necessarily know them well,
right? That's true. That's true.
Like when all the Harvey Weinstein stuff like came out, and people were like, Meryl Streep needs to explain why she worked with him and everything. And it's like guys, she did not know him personally.
Right.
She probably at most had a couple dinners with him where they discussed business.
Right.
Like she was not spilling secrets with him,
right?
About her personal life or his, obviously.
Ari voted in a swing state. That's true. She voted in Florida. She's from Florida.
Oh,
yes.
Ari.
Thank you, Ari.
Someone in there asked if Joshua Jackson was the person who took the picture with me. The answer is yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Joshua Jackson has a picture of Matt Steele in his
on
phone.
His phone. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
Okay, yes, we'll wait for it. We'll wait for it.
It's the first name moment, then shut the fuck up. What?
I don't know what that is.
Do you think Taylor will have a special concert for Harris or appearance?
I don't know. I mean, she's already done a lot. Yeah. Like, that post was really a moment. Mariah will be on Drew Barrymore on October 31st. I heard that.
Oh, that's fun. Was Mariah going to dress up like a sexy witch or something?
I could see it, but I also could see her just being there, like, being like, it's time.
Because
after that, it's time.
She'll look great wherever she is.
Yes.
Or whatever she's wearing.
And I think it's pre-taped, so it was time probably, when they filmed this 3 weeks ago. So.
And Drew Barrymore, her seat is on the correct side of the screen.
That's true.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to make her move. She made Andy Cohen move.
Yeah.
She was like,
Andy Cohen was like, okay.
And she was like, okay.
Can Jackson fight?
Oh, Matt, have you been hitting the gym? I try to go to the gym pretty regularly. Nothing has changed my gym routine, but that's very kind. Thank you. Wait, explain the photo thing again. What photo thing again?
I guess the Joshua Jackson.
Oh, he took. I mean, you said you're going to say
I'll say it on the podcast.
podcast.
I did nothing this week, so I need some sort of story to tell.
Are y'all doing anything for Halloween? Well, yes. I'm having people over the night of because our neighborhood is like. A lot of people in LA are like, oh, no, we don't get trick-or-treaters. I'm in an apartment, or like where it is like not good for trick-or-treating. Where I live is perfect for trick-or-treating. And the last time we had trick-or-treaters, we bought like $50 worth of candy and ran out. And so we're inviting people over, be like, if you want to see a bunch of cute kids, and also bring over some candy so you can help hand it out. Because I didn't want like being the like neighbor that had to turn off their lights and close the gate. Like I think I closed the gate on a child because I was like, don't come. Sorry, young man. Yeah. Like best of luck to you.
That kid's probably still pissed. I've got friend drama. What's the email address? It's 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. But we did get like 6 emails this week. So you might be on the back burner.
Instead of email my heart, you should just buy a ticket to the live show and ask us there. Go to 2gaymats.live.com.
I mean, I imagine they want the friend drama resolved faster.
Hey, you can wait till the holidays. Take a month off. You'll get some feedback from some smart gays, and we'll answer in person.
Guys, if you haven't seen The Substance, please do. My God, it was insane.
I'm too scared. When someone says body horror, and I've seen little pictures, I'm like, because the thing is, thematically, like from what The Substance is about, I am curious. Mm-hmm. But you would I feel like you would tell me if I could handle it, and you made it sound like I cannot.
Yeah, I mean, you can handle anything because you're an adult.
No.
You're an adult, and so you should be able to handle anything. But if you watch it, just know it's not real. No one's really.
But knowing me and my squeamishness about bodies and blood and things like that.
Sure. Would you find it a pleasant viewing experience? No. But I do encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay. So I encourage you to see it.
If you don't think I'd find it a pleasant experience, no.
Well, sometimes art is unpleasant, okay?
Yeah, body horror is a big no for me. Palmer, don't watch it. It's a lot of gore. Thank you, Michael. That's all I needed to hear. I saw the Smile sequel, and that was very stressful.
I hear the Smile sequel is excellent and that the actress in it is fucking brilliant.
Really?
And people are just like, she should be nominated for an Oscar, but she won't because it's horror.
Oh, that's not fair.
I haven't seen the first Smile.
I haven't either. But it also is like, I was watching, because I'm a great boyfriend, some of the Dodger games as they were getting into the playoffs. And they were into the World Series, which they're in now. Congrats to them for winning the first 2. But the marketing for the Smile movie is 2 people in the background right behind the plate, just having their creepy smiles back there. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's just scary to look at.
Sure.
Scary to look. Put your face down.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
Steele, have you seen We Live in a Time? No, I haven't, but I hear it's great. I want to see it soon. I hear it's very good. Palmer wince at even Sabrina's music video. Don't even try it.
I know. That was a lot for me. And you know what? I haven't watched it since. Which, by the way, is my concern about whenever we get that Gaga video, which she's not announced when that's coming out.
Yeah, I figured we would be reacting to it today. Sorry to all the people who signed up to become patrons expecting a Gaga
Right, we expected
reaction.
the video to be out. But
sorry.
She doesn't want to do it.
Terrifier 3, have not seen. The actress was amazing, but I thought the movie was confusing. I watched Smile 2 days ago and had popcorn bucket in front of me through half of it. The jump scares were not for the weak-hearted.
Oh.
Terrifier 3 is really tame for you, Palmer.
Okay, yes. Just so you're all clear, my line for gore is Megan. Not the unrated Megan on Peacock. Normal Megan.
Normal Megan.
Normal Megan.
Does the substance show blood? Oh, honey, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Substance shows a whole lot.
Do y'all have a next bracket video in mind? Yes. Seal keeps pushing it off because they're a bitch to edit.
But no, because I also don't want it to be like we release like 5 bracket videos in a row.
We haven't done a bracket video in a row.
We just did like one relatively recently.
Not that recently. Look at this. Which Matt Hates This Song was after that?
No. Our signature music video bracket.
A month ago. Yeah. And it's the albums. It's different. And people like them. You don't want to do things that people like?
I mean, sure, but then we're eventually going to run out of bracket ideas.
Hey, I'm excited for album 4. That's going to be a great bracket.
It's going to be like, who had the best 12th album?
Hey, Mariah.
Mariah versus Taylor Swift. Like, I live in New York, and when I see people smile, I think they're either tourists or crazy.
That's funny.
I bet we are the visuals again.
Oh, Lord. We need another bracket. The people want the bracket. The substance shows tons of blood. The most score I can do is Grey's Anatomy. Favorite album of the year so far? I mean, Cowboy Carter.
I still think it's Cowboy Carter.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think. I mean,
it's like, which one do I revisit and dissect and like still think about?
Yeah. I do really love that Griff album. I think top to bottom, that's
and I mean, my version of Torture Poets Department, those 13 tracks.
That's true. My tracks of
I listen to that and I'm just like, fuck yes.
I know. I really made a good one out of
that.
Yeah. We need a reaction to JC Chasez's new album because JC Chasez has put out a musical concept album that he did with someone. So people have been asking for us to listen to that, and maybe we will for Patreon.
I mean, those JC Chasez stands, they were so happy.
They were thrilled.
Yeah.
Which understandably.
Like, they still comment on our JC Chasez video, and they're just like, thank you so much for this.
So did you see that someone commented? It was almost embarrassing because, like, Brian Stokes Mitchell posted the TikTok of us interviewing him. One of the comments is like, JC Chasez is putting out new music in 2 weeks. I'm like, guys, be cool. Brian Stokes Mitchell is here.
Yo, someone commented on my Instagram post announcing I was in Dr. Odyssey, being like, react to Jenny. And I'm like, girl,
I know.
You're going to get off my post.
I know. This is what I'm saying. This is how people see us. Hey.
And also, like, we did.
We did.
And it'll be on Patreon.
It'll be on Patreon. Maybe Tuesday.
Maybe we'll Tuesday. See. At some point.
We'll see when it happens, but we've already filmed it.
Yeah. Y'all should make a video of what y'all's Grammy nominees would be for album, song, and record of the year.
That's a cute idea.
That's a cute idea.
I do like that.
I'm taking the substance as soon as I get my first gray hair.
Guys, also, I was looking at a guy today, and I was like, I don't get why men, or honestly people, dye their gray hair, because sometimes you look like, that looks really fucking hot. I know. Like, that really works
and
for
also
me.
Like sometimes like when the dye is in there, it's just like, sir.
Right. When the color is so flat that you know it's not.
It's so flat.
Real.
Especially when they dye their beards. Sometimes it's like I can tell.
Just keep it gray. It works.
Gray. Yeah.
I
mean, I will say, like, if I mean the thing with red hair is it like rare, like actual red pigment in hair does not go gray. So like if like a redhead goes gray, it's like sprinkled with, it's essentially the hairs that aren't red that go gray first. So I'm lucky as far as that goes, but I do have, a lot of brown in my hair. So that'll
turn gray.
Like my grandmother, she lived to be 91. Yes, you do. Thank you. They're literally all in here.
I was going to say, I think I'm looking at her. But they look good. We were literally just said, you look, like a man.
I don't want to look like a man.
Sweetie,
I want to look like me.
Well, you look like you, and you are a man. Don't know what to tell you. We were just saying, we're pro-gray here.
I just started booking roles.
Now you can book, like, older roles.
Old roles, yeah.
Yes, exactly. The old people act.
Exactly.
Yes. Favorite Halloween costume you've worn? I mean, I was an M&M for many years in a row. I liked being an M&M.
Easy to throw that sucker on.
Always fit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like if I got a costume, I was wearing it multiple years. Yeah. I was Spider-Man for a while. Guilty. Michael Jackson bracket. We don't really touch on Michael anymore because I watched that movie and I cannot. Okay. But I will. I mean, musically, I was a big fan. Even before I was a fan of Mariah, I was a fan of Michael. But now I have distanced myself from him.
Guilty pleasure bracket. That's kind of fun.
That is fun.
It's like maybe like I pick like 8 of my favorite guilty pleasures. You pick 8 of yours or something.
How are we not just going to be arguing?
Oh, yeah, true. The thing is also you're very anti-calling something you love a guilty pleasure. Because you're like, no, I love it because it's great. I don't feel guilty.
I don't feel guilty. I'm like, what do I feel guilty about loving?
Only, yeah.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
I don't want to be a man. I want to be me is the most dangly earring thing ever.
That's funny.
You like being Eminem?
No, not like that. To quote Mariah, when she was asked to name 3 nice things about Eminem, they come in a package you could take wherever you go. They come in many different colors. And, you get the regular or the peanut. So.
Regular or the peanut.
Regular or the peanut. Which, by the way, not to talk about just like Mariah's ex-boyfriends, I saw a video of Nick Cannon today on a podcast explaining what happened with him and Mariah, which, by the way, I swear I ask every week, Nick, please don't discuss Mariah in any public forum ever again.
Yes.
And he was basically like, we never had fights. We never got into it. There were no problems. But I was on the come up, and she was already the biggest star in the world. And then we had kids and I'm carrying around the diaper bag. And I'm like, this isn't the man that I was born to be. And it's what? You didn't marry a 18-year-old on the cusp of fame Mariah Carey. You married Mariah Carey as Mariah Carey. What did you think was going to happen? And are you that insecure that the fact that she just needed someone in her orbit, someone that could support her. You couldn't support her and be in her orbit as she's your wife. Why are you telling us this?
Yeah. Maybe not fighting is a problem. Maybe you should have had these discussions.
Or maybe you lied. Maybe you told her you'd be fine with her fame. And you were successful enough that she's he's not looking for my money. Mm-hmm. And you even still couldn't handle her being Mariah Carey.
And I guess she could tell.
Hey, we've all heard faded.
We've heard
camouflage.
We've heard thirsty.
We have heard thirsty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that what he just described is literally thirsty.
Absolutely. It is. Absolutely it is. And the fact that you're still talking about her.
Yeah.
They divorced 10 years ago. That was just the year that Me, I Am Mariah came out.
Yeah. Me, I Am Mariah came out 10 years ago.
I remember after that album, and then my friend Rory, who's been on this podcast, was like, do you think do you think the next album's going to be all about the divorce? I was like, babe, this album's about the divorce. Yeah. Listen back.
Listen to Me, I Am Mariah.
This is the divorce album. We're hearing it.
And listen to it because it's also great.
Oh. I feel we're truly
the only people on the internet.
It's we love Caution. Caution is great and sleek and beautiful and great.
Yes. But if we want to feel fucking things.
And if we want to feel Mariah.
We know Mariah.
Yes.
These songs are so personal and also money.
It's a triumph.
It's when I see people online and talking about Mariah's albums or whatever, and so many people are just Me, I Am Mariah is her worst album, and it's are you on crack?
It's what are you listening to?
What are you listening to?
I'm not
an album that starts with boom, 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 cry. It's is automatically never going to be a bad album.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh. Now his answer to that is to create so many children in different homes, and all the women are reliant on him.
Well, okay. Here's the thing that got me confused. If he was oh, I don't want my only role in this life to be father, why did you become a father to so many children?
I mean, I think he didn't want his only role in life to be Mariah's support system. In the parenting, he knew she would have to, book gigs and be on stage, and he'd have to be backstage and supporting the kids, and he didn't want that. So now he gets to be a father, but be the breadwinner of these many homes that he's a part of.
The breadwinner. So please be able to support them.
Yeah.
There's so many. There are so many. Who could possibly support all that many kids?
And the thing is, even if monetarily, he's a rich guy. He has a million, podcasts and, breakfast shows or whatever. But emotionally, all of these kids are in different houses with different moms. There's no way that you could spend the amount of time necessary to help raise a child. It's just, I don't get it. Did you watch Mariah on that podcast? I did. I loved it. I feel some people didn't love it, but I was very happy with it.
Why did they like it?
I feel people have it was. Remember when I was talking about Joel Kim Booster and people saying shit about him just because he's gay and successful?
Sure.
I feel Matt Rogers gets that a good bit, and it's you don't have to love him. I'm not saying oh, he's the most perfect person in the world, but people come at him in a way that's I don't know. It just feels like, like I could do that. Why isn't that me? You know, and it's like, let's just, and it's like, no, he's clearly,
because they're all like, I'm a gay who can be quippy and write witty tweets and everything.
And it's like well, that's fine, but this is his job. Like, let him do his job and be like,
and like he's talented.
And if my choices are an actual fucking lamb who has been following her his entire life, interviewing Mariah, or just some guy, I pick Matt Rogers every time. So Bowen doesn't get it. Maybe because he's on SNL because they think, oh well, that's a real whatever. I just, I don't know. I don't really get it. Sabrina has performed Espresso more times than I've streamed Espresso, which is also a lot.
That's so funny.
He doesn't have time for all of them. They are missing out on memories because he decided to be irresponsible. The worst thing Mariah did was give Milky a chance. I mean, I'm glad she has those babies, which is, I'm sure, what she would say. Them babies were a gift, and that's something clearly she wanted. You read that book, and you're like, she did not get to have the home life.
And she loves those kids so much.
And they love her. It's really, they have a beautiful relationship.
Like, so she loves them so much that she was like, I am not going to write badly about their father in my autobiography where I will literally tell people the things that my mom and sister did. But she's like, I will not talk like this about my children's father.
Absolutely.
Just like,
good
responsible.
For her. I hate when she said Butterfly got no awards, which, I mean, I think it got a couple, but it, like, you know, they had already talked about how the Grammys had done her dirty. So, yeah, it was not her most awarded album, which was upsetting. I need a second memoir. She has so much more to say. And the thing is, if you haven't listened to or read that memoir, you should.
I'm trying to think, like, is there a case where someone's best album was also their most awarded?
I feel like if you only have a few albums, or like if you have the album and it fades out.
Yeah, if
like,
you're Miseducation Lauryn Hill.
I was going to say. Hey, and Fearless won Album of the Year. I don't know if it was the most awarded.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which of Taylor's albums, someone in here knows, which of Taylor's albums won the most Grammys. Because I Am Sasha Fierce won Beyonce her most Grammys.
That's true, which is...
Yeah.
Palmer, what's the next concert you'd like to go to? Ooh, good question. I don't know.
Adele 21, someone said.
Oh.
Fair.
Very fair.
Fair.
Because that album is...
I mean...
Woo! Yeah. Alanis Morissette, Jack LaPelle. So it happens sometimes. But it's like, if you are super popular which Adele has been, but like, it's less likely that your most awarded album. Because at some point it's like, oh, you are this person.
Sure.
It's less like, oh, the breakthrough moment.
Yeah, usually you want to like give the, like, yeah, like if someone's been around for a while, it's like, oh, like, yeah, sure. Renaissance. Beyonce could be Beyonce's best album, but like, she also has so many albums that we've given awards to already.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I think 1989 won her the most
okay.
Grammys.
Did you go to Eras? No. I'd like to see Chapel or Olivia next year. I know that's going to be hard tickets to get. But I think Taylor's Midnight is the most awarded.
I think some people are saying most awarded.
Oh,
like
general.
Various
awards
awards as opposed to specifically Grammys.
Yes.
So
I live on the East Coast, or else I would visit the show.
It's okay.
Oh, like come to the live show. Well, that's kind. Palmer, are you going to Mariah's Xmas tour? I'm seeing her in Phoenix on the 15th. I'm so excited. Oh, that is exciting. I'm not going this year. But I went last year and it was wonderful. So I'm sure going to have a great time.
Wow. Midnight's her most overall awarded album.
I mean, I think many of those awards are awarding the Eras tour. Because it was like, sure, this is post-pandemic. And that tour being the biggest tour fucking ever. And it's still going, you know.
Ooh, so I bet she's so fucking tired.
I bet.
And you know the second that fucking tour ends, she's going to have an album. You know.
If not before.
You know.
If not before.
When is it ending?
2025 sometime.
When does it end?
Next year.
Sweetener is great, but... Oh, that's right. Sweetener's Ariana's most Grammy awarded album.
Oh, right, because Thank You Next didn't win anything. That was her daydream. Like,
fair. Yeah.
Ariana at the peak of her fucking powers, making an album that none of us will ever forget.
Yeah.
The Grammys gave it nothing.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Formation was Beyonce's best album.
You mean Lemonade. But Lemonade is great. Lemonade is up there. But I mean, I go back and forth between Renaissance Lemonade.
It depends on what you're looking for.
It does.
Depends on what we're considering best.
It does.
Y'all, my fucking friend won Eras tickets, hotel stay, and she's taking me. Oh my God, congratulations.
Wow, that's going to be amazing. You're going to have such a great time.
Awesome. Should we start?
Yeah, let's start.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Steele doesn't want to talk to y'all.
Just like, it's been 34 minutes, you know. Okay. All right. We got it.
I think we do.
We got it. We're good. We're feeling good. We're relaxed.
We're relaxed, and I voted.
And you voted. If you can't see, Matt Palmer's wearing an I voted little sticker.
I am. Because I did vote today. I didn't wear this actual shirt when I voted.
Yeah,
but
his shirt's a little slutty.
It's not slutty, but again, it was a sleeveless one that I took to the, drop-off booth or whatever.
Yeah.
And I dropped it off in the box. I filled in my blanks. I made sure, because again, I knew I was voting for the national election, obviously Miss Kamala Harris, but I needed to go through all of the props, all the measures, all of the judges and things, and make sure I was voting for the people that I wanted to represent me. And I think I did. I'm happy to have done it, because it was one of those things where it was sitting on my desk for so long. I was like, I just want to go ahead and do this.
I just gotta do it.
I just got to do it. So do you already have your picks for all of the?
Oh, no, not all the props and measures.
But you walk in, I assume, with a piece of paper being these are my votes, or do you just look at them and know? And
yeah, I have it written down exactly what I'm gonna push on the little computer screen, and I love how we have different ways of voting.
We do.
But we both vote. We both enter election season with a voting plan.
Absolutely, and I hope we all have a voting plan, because it's 9 days away. I hope we're all registered.
And there was just a giant rally today in Madison Square Garden, and woo! We'll talk about that.
It was a mess. Spoiler. Okay, let me do an ad. Some of you will get an ad. Some of you will not. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I'm going to vote on election day.
Sluts are people too.
Thank you. Kings of voting. Could you imagine if one of us sat up here and was like, I don't really feel like it.
You're going to have to convince me.
That is one thing that I feel like both of us, our brains would just explode if someone we knew was just I don't feel like it. So happy you voted, Matt Palmer. Absolutely. I just couldn't. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And because again, if you're oh, I'm opting out, it's well, then how are you going to have an opinion? You weren't a part of the process.
All right, you start.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Two Gay Matts, the podcast. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And we are back again another week. We are 9 days out from the election. And Matt Steele, how are you feeling, and how was your week?
I'm feeling good. My week was fine. I went to work. I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Saw some people and everything. But I was on television this week. More people saw me than I saw myself.
I love that.
I was on ABC's television show, Dr. Odyssey, episode 5. I forget what the episode's called.
It's the fifth one.
It's the fifth one.
Yes.
If you see Halloween costumes, that is it. I was dressed as a fairy. I was at a big Halloween party on this cruise, and I had a line that I was this could probably get cut. If some line on this TV show was going to get cut, it could be mine, and it wasn't. So I was very nice and pleasantly surprised to see that.
Yes.
And I think I did a pretty fine job.
I'm sure you did an amazing job.
I said the line. Yes. I didn't look directly into the barrel of the camera, which you're not supposed to do.
We do it here, though.
We do it here because we're with the people.
Right.
But me, I wasn't with the people. I was with Don Johnson.
Of course.
Which sometimes you are. So yeah, it's nice to be able to say hey, I did this thing. Everyone, I guess, watch my episode. It's a very fun TV show. It was a great time on set. I got to meet Joshua Jackson.
Yes, we heard a rumor that he has a picture of you on his phone.
I know because he wasn't in the scene that I was shooting, but he was on set just watching them, record, film and everything. And so in between takes, he ran up to me and was just hey, can I get a picture with you? And I was okay. I was wait, why does he want a picture with me? And then I realized it's it's because I'm dressed as a fairy.
Right.
And so I am in Joshua Jackson's phone.
I mean, is he active on Instagram? Is there any way he promoted this?
He's way too famous for that horse shit.
If there's any way he's posting pictures to promote Dr. Odyssey, you could be in that carousel.
No, I don't foresee me in
I'm just saying.
I feel if I was in the carousel, someone would have told me.
Just in case, if you're listening to this, please make sure to go to Joshua Jackson's Instagram, scroll through if he has a Halloween carousel, and if you see Matt Steele, tag at 2GayMats, because I need to see that shit.
It's true, and we need to sell some live show tickets. We'll comment in the thing, everyone attend this fairy's live show.
Absolutely.
November 23rd.
By going to 2GayMatsLive.com, you can get your tickets. November 23rd, we'll be celebrating Kamala's win.
Yeah.
We'll be celebrating the holidays. We'll be arguing. We'll be singing. It's going to be a lovely time.
It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible.
Yes. Matt Palmer, how are you doing? What did you do?
I am doing well. I'm trying to think what I did. Well, a lot of it, honestly, was me as, again, supportive partner of a Dodger fan. I watched the World Series. 2 episodes.
Two episodes.
Two World Series games,
Okay.
the Dodgers versus the New York Yankees. They have not been, I think, up against one another at the World Series since, I want to say, maybe 1981.
Wow.
The Dodgers have won both these first two rounds of the playoffs, and now they're off to New York. They're playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this upcoming week. And so I was excited that, it was all happening for the Dodgers. Even though I'm still like the actual game itself, it's a bit long. It's a little slow. Like, how, I like to count my teeth.
Yeah, when you get bored.
So I may have had some teeth counting moments while watching the game, but I really do, even when I'm not watching, I do Google Dodgers score because I want them to win. I want them to do well. I want Jackson to be happy. I'm, I guess a Dodger fan. I did ask because I was like, well, I lived in New York for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little NY sign on the Yankees hat, and I'll wait until after the World Series is over, but I may buy a Yankees hat just because the NY is cool and I'd represented a part of my life.
It's classic.
It's classic.
Listen, as someone from New Jersey who also lived in New York for several years, It's just like, sorry, Jackson, I got to root for the Yankees.
Wow.
Don't wow me. They're the
rooting-
fucking Yankees. Who's there? I feel like a lot of people are rooting for the
Well,
Yankees.
I'm not in LA. You are currently in Los Angeles,
Oh, well,
darling.
they'll get over it. It's
Wow.
fine. But New Yorkers, they will not get over it if I don't root for the Yankees.
Well, sweetie, I think we'll see how it goes, but they're so
Listen,
far
the
losing.
next 3 episodes, the Yankees are going to win. Okay,
We'll have to see the episode.
And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit.
You just are mad that it's even happening because
I'm so mad because at my restaurant, it is hell on earth just watching all these people just. Why do they have to, when something good happens, why do they have to clap so loud?
Because they're engaged.
But
It's
can't you just give a nice, polite clap? Yes, this is so exciting. It's no, they actively try to cup their hands to make it the loudest claps possible. And it's all happening in my direction as the bartender, who they're all facing me because they're all facing the TVs, and the TVs are above little old me.
Right, but okay, if there was some sort of world in which people watched the Tonys at bars and you saw, that Dreamgirls performance that was so famous back in the day, this is the first time it's happening, Jennifer Holliday on stage, "You're gonna love me," screaming out, I'd cut my damn hands. I would. I'd be screaming as loud as I could. I'd be like, yes, Dreamgirls, yes.
Okay,
so
no.
That to me, I get it.
No, you know me when I'm watching something that I love. I am silent. I am dead silent. I'm enthralled with something when you don't hear a peep.
Right, but if it's this is a performance and now we're all clapping at the end of the performance, it's not like we're in the middle of the show. It's a Tony performance. I feel like the Dodger episodes are more like performances than they are an entire show. So we're just oh yes, we're involved, we're active, we're supporting them via. I get it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
all right.
Good for you. It's good to be active.
It's good to be
as you were
active.
this week with the World Series TV show and with voting.
I also voted, and then I also went to see Kimberly Kimbo at the
Oh, look at you. Culture, baseball, and theater.
I know. I did both, and I even watched a film that we'll touch on during Give Me Moments. But yes, it was great to see Kimberly Kimbo again. I am such a fan of Janine Tesori. I'm such a fan of that show. I had not listened to the cast recording in many months, and so it felt a little new to me. And it was just great to see the different actors and their different versions of the show.
Carolee Carmelo's in the tour.
She did a great job.
We love Carolee Carmelo.
And it's my note for her is you're a little young. but
I'm sure she would be happy.
Exactly. But when she would hit those high fucking notes with that younger voice. She's
Oh, Carolee can fucking sing.
She was singing her face
off.
off.
Of course.
So
yeah.
the end of a few of those songs, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was like how I always wished that I got a new cast recording of Aida with Toni Braxton.
Oh, sure.
Because when I saw her on Broadway, I was like, I need Tony's version. I'm like, where's the Aida Tony's version?
Well, and these days they would release something like that because it's so much easier. Just slip her in with the same vocals of everyone else, and then just throw it up on Spotify.
Throw it in. I would have bought that so easily as a child. Oh wait, that also gives me a question I wanted to ask you, not to just talk about musical theater for this entire podcast. Sunset Boulevard.
Yes.
That cast recording, the original Broadway cast of this production, is now out. There's so much.
You mean the revival Broadway
Whatever.
cast recording?
Nicole Scherzinger is supposedly incredible in it.
Yes.
Have you listened to it?
I listened to it on my drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to listen.
And so I'm only a third of the way through.
Right. But maybe we'll do a patron-only review of how we feel about
this
cute.
Okay.
Cast recording because, a whole reaction. And then do I hold off until I see the show? But I'm so excited. I think I need to hear it because there's a possibility I'm not going to get to New York by the time Nicole is before she leaves or whatever. So I want to hear her versions of these songs that, again, I don't know.
We did a reaction of Betty Buckley singing As If We Never Said Goodbye. line.
Oh, I do like that.
Yes.
I think I like
so,
that.
yeah.
So, okay, now I know that I'm going to be listening to Sunset Boulevard because I want to see Nicole Scherzinger do what, maybe she was put on earth to do. Who knew when we saw her
sing Andrew Lloyd Webber, baby?
I know. Who knew when we saw her on WB's Pop Stars and when she made Eden's Crush that it would end with her on Sunset Boulevard?
Yeah, and she's singing her fucking
really.
I just finished With One Look, which is like her big Act 1 number, and then suddenly there's audience applause, and I'm like, wait, is this album fucking live?
Is it?
I guess. And it's just like you don't hear the audience at all throughout the entire like first part before you get to her, and then after her big number, the applause comes in, and it's like, oh, that's kind of brilliant because it's thrilling,
right?
Like to listen to and have it be a nice surprise. Even though I just spoiled the surprise for you, but it's fine.
It's all going to be a surprise.
You would
for
applaud
me.
too. You would cup your fucking hands.
I will. My hands are going to be cupped.
Yeah.
Not in the car. My hands will be on the wheel.
On the wheel.
10 and 2 o'clock position.
Absolutely, 100% of the time.
So Matt Steele,
yes.
Should we jump into the news for idiots?
Sure, let's jump in.
Let's jump in. Okay, this first one is a rumor, but it's a rumor that makes me so excited that I'm going to decide it's true.
I love this because it was in the headline of this live stream that we're doing on YouTube, and you insisted on still putting rumor in parentheses, just in case, it's like having a legal note. It's like we don't want to get sued.
I didn't want people to think that, this
we're
is
spreading false information.
Yes, we don't spread false information.
No.
That's not something that, Democrats do. But the rumor, according to Page 6, is that Britney Spears might be working on new music for her upcoming biopic that is being directed by John M. Chu. I believe the insiders are claiming that the pop princess will be heavily involved in the overall process, and she will re-record some of her old tracks to fit the film's vibe. In addition to reimagining some of her iconic catalog for the film, Britney knows that she needs one new banger to get to really get the excitement going, and this will be a song about her entire story, which I'm like, you mean Piece of Me? Like, I don't understand what this new song could be that can be so overarching, but I'm so excited about the concept. And hey, she did that, song with Elton John.
Yeah.
So maybe she is up for doing one more new song for us, doing some re-recordings. And obviously, you read that memoir, and it's like, this means so much to her.
Sure.
So any part that she can take in the, adaptation of this book to film, I'm sure she's going to take part. And she's a musician, darling. She's an artist. Let's hear it.
I'm having a wild fantasy in my head right now.
Yes.
Of her winning an Oscar for best song in a motion
picture.
Oh my
God. Could you imagine?
It would be the best Oscars episode ever.
What a cherry. It would be the best episode of the Oscars. What a cherry on top of an illustrious career that would be.
Oh my God.
Academy Award winner. Britney Spears.
I would cry.
I mean, cry.
We already know she was robbed for Crossroads.
I mean,
but
I saw Crossroads. I wouldn't say that.
well,
I wouldn't say that. Also because some of the songs, I'm like, why are the songs used in Crossroads that good? Overprotected, the original version is fine. And I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. Sorry, Dido. Never been my favorite.
Okay.
But she was lovely in that film and should have done more acting and should have been a part. And you watch her and she's just so watchable.
I was insinuating she should have won the Oscar for acting for Crossroads.
Oh, for acting?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Well, because those songs weren't written specifically for Crossroads.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
They were written specifically for
the Britney album.
Yeah. Oh, no. We want leading actress. Let's go.
Okay. I love Britney, but let's, all be serious.
Listen, I'm dreaming big for Britney always.
Hey, and we love to dream big. And, some dreams came true this week because Beyonce finally took the stage with with Kelly Rowland initially, but also with Kamala Harris. I watched her entire speech at the Houston rally, which I believe happened on Saturday? Is that when it was? But she's urging
Friday.
Oh, it was Friday. Excuse me. She endorsed Kamala, obviously, and she urges Americans to support Kamala Harris. She says, I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in, a world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. It was about a 5.5 minute speech that I thought was beautifully written and beautifully, read from that fucking teleprompter for her.
I mean, I would have also loved it if Beyonce drops the A and just said, I am here as mother. Because we all would have been like, yes, that's true as well. Yes. That rally, there apparently like over 1 million people signed up to go to that rally.
Shit.
And obviously had to be turned away because the stadium sat like 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
It was so big, so full, so exciting. I'm so excited. It looked like a much better rally than the one that the other guy had at Madison Square Garden today with a much worse speaker.
Right, which, by the way, I don't even have. This is such recent news. I don't have it exactly on my phone. But what I was seeing is apparently there is some comedian.
We don't need to know his name.
We don't even need to know his name. But he got on stage and said the most racist, quote unquote, jokes you've ever heard. And the audience of Trump supporters were laughing their fucking heads off. It's like beyond saying the quiet part out loud. It's like, oh, so this is just essentially your policy. Like, we've all been saying your policy, everything, like what is fueling this campaign is hate. And the fact that he said that shit about, I believe,
about Puerto Rico,
I think he referred to it as like
garbage floating in the middle of the ocean.
He said something about how Mexican people don't use the pull-out method. They just, they just come inside like they do across the border and it's just like, are you fucking out of your mind? You think that is appropriate for this kind of stage? And like, obviously, we can read the tea leaves. Like, this is their point of view. But to say it so plainly, even under the guise of a joke, is so beyond disgusting.
I mean, the thing is, like, even if whatever, it's under the guise of a joke, blah, 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 you want to use that excuse. It's just like, what idiot signed off on this, like, comedy gig or this comedy spiel? Because it's like, as you know, if you are running this campaign for this man who is also running for president, like, you know that this is a problem that is deterring people from voting for you. So why would you have someone speak at this, like his biggest campaign, like leaning into it?
Right.
You know, it's just going to like turn more people away. Like, it's just dumb campaign tactics.
I just don't even.
Also offensive.
Oh my God. It was just wild to me because I'm like, I assume someone in the Trump campaign read what he was going to say.
Of course, yes.
And you signed off on that shit? Like that, I will never get my mind around.
My wild fantasy, along with Britney Spears winning an Academy Award,
of course,
is this guy actually like came up there and did all this to like sabotage.
Oh, I would love
which
that.
would be iconic. But until that is confirmed, we will not say this comedian's name.
Of course not. And either way, someone in the Trump campaign signed off on those words. And that's why if you go to J-Lo's Twitter feed, Bad Bunny's Instagram, or Ricky Martin's Instagram, they, I believe, are all posting a Kamala Harris speech touching on Puerto Ricans.
Yes.
And just like how it's so clear from their point of view. It's like, this is clearly the endorsement. As if I was holding this back for any reason. This man has made it plainly clear that you guys do not fucking care about us. You don't care about anyone who is not a rich, white, straight, cis man. And they're making it clearer and clearer. So the fact that there are minority groups that are like gays for Trump, thinking like, oh, he's somehow going to be for me. It's like, please wake up. Listen to how they talk about people that are not who they deem as the top of society. It's revolting, it's disgusting, and we all need to wake up. And the fact that this is a close election, like, will keep me up at night. Sure. I've never bubbled a bubble more quickly than Kamala and Tim Walz today, because it's like, this is so... I just can't. It's just so disgusting and revolting, and the fact that this is, the most powerful office in the country that we're talking about.
It's just like, even if like whatever like platforms or policies you support of his or whatever, it's just like the fact that these are the people that he is courting and trying to get the votes of. It's just like, that should deter you enough, Because
I feel like in this world, there are so many people who incorrectly believe being called a racist is worse than like saying racist shit. But it's like, don't you see how if you were voting for someone that supports this kind of comedy and puts it on a national stage, would you not see yourself as a racist? Like, you are literally okay with putting your money, your vote, power into people's hands who would platform this bullshit?
It's
wild.
Just insane.
It's just insane. Which is why it's great news that Ariana Grande has voted early for Kamala Harris in swing state of Florida.
And also there's over 1 million Puerto Ricans in Florida as well.
Right.
Who I know, like, seeing online, people are like, oh, the Puerto Rican community and Latin community, like, as a whole is outraged.
I mean, understandably, how could you not be? It's so... I hope it's becoming clearer and clearer to anyone who has the delusion of like, well, maybe he'd fight for me as a minority. He would not. He thinks terribly of you and of all of us that are not him and his fucking cronies. Oh,
well, best of luck to all of us.
Yes, to us. Best of luck to us, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and their partners. Doug seems nice.
Oh, Doug's a sweetheart.
Doug
and
seems
Gwen.
nice.
Gwen. Adorable.
Icon.
I love it. It's like if you donate like $15, she'll like give you her grandma's like a gingerbread cookie recipe or something like that. And it's like, love it.
I love that. I love it so much. Okay, I have a question for you because I just read this headline.
I know.
And I was like, wait, what? I
Scandal.
did not know that the theater girls were getting so scandalous.
Oh, of course. We always have the best scandals. Get out of here.
So I'm just scrolling looking for some news stories today, and I see Sutton Foster files for divorce from husband Ted Griffin amid Hugh Jackman affair rumors. And didn't they star in The Music Man together?
They did. They starred in The Music Man together.
And apparently sources, I hate that I'm getting everything from Page 6 this week, but they're saying that their sources are telling them that Foster and Jackman have fallen in love. They are 100% together and are in love and want to spend the rest of their lives together, an insider previously told the publication.
This is also in parentheses a rumor.
It's, yes, parentheses, a rumor. Allegedly. All of this is alleged.
All this is alleged, but she is officially divorcing her husband.
But had you heard about this?
Oh, I've heard about this rumor since like last year.
Really? Because he's recently divorced, right?
Yes.
From his wife that he was with for eons.
Decades, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, since this is all alleged, I don't know how much I can comment, but I wish
you could comment allegedly.
I wish everyone peace and love.
Allegedly, if this is true, what would your first thought be?
Woo! Messy. But I hope that Sutton's divorce is amicable.
Yes.
I mean, I know they have an adopted daughter, I believe, together.
Okay. I hope they co-parent well.
I hope they co-parent well. I hope everything is nice. It's nice that, we're keeping this as private as possible because there's like a child involved.
Of course.
And everything.
Of course.
Yeah, I wish them the best. It's The Music Man brings people together, guys.
And didn't she used to be married to the guy who plays Emmett in Legally
Yeah.
Blonde? Okay.
She used to be married to Christian Borle. I feel like they were like college sweethearts or something. So they were together when, she first became famous and everything.
Right.
And I saw them together in Thoroughly Modern Millie. This is when they were still just dating before they were married because he, I believe, replaced Gavin Creel.
Oh.
And so, and I forget when they got divorced, but and then for a while she was dating Bobby Cannavale, and then she married. I know. When I heard that, I was just like,
better work.
Yes, girl. All right. And then I know she married the husband that she's with now, and now she's a single gal.
Yes. Single gal about town.
About town.
Yes.
Or maybe not a single gal.
Maybe not.
Allegedly not a single gal.
Which, speaking of Gavin Creel, sorry, just because you said it.
Oh, no.
Zachary Levi, shut the fuck
girl
up. If you have not seen, Zachary Levi took it upon himself to, I believe, share an Instagram reel or something, made some sort of video post alleging that the reason that Gavin Creel, who tragically passed away from cancer before hitting 50, correct? Like, this is
he
a
was
very
40.
Yeah, he was
41 or something.
48.
Was he that? Oh,
I don't know. He was young, is the point.
Yes.
And he was like, it's the vaccines. Since this is Zachary Levi has gone full like RFK into Trumper, who, by the way, did you see Carrie Manolakis?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
It's just like, so to politicize this tragic event in the Broadway community, people are still reeling about the loss of this person. And to just go out on a limb and say, this is what happened, this man who had cancer, I believe Norbert Leo Butts was in his comments. Other people in the Broadway community popped in his comments to be like, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself.
It's just disgusting because it's just like you are taking it upon yourself to like diagnose the reason why he got this sudden cancer when you don't know fucking shit.
You don't know anything.
You don't. It's like, believe whatever you want in your head and everything, but you are a public figure, and he's like in the Marvelverse or whatever. He's in Shazam or Kazam or I don't know.
I think it's DC, but I also think it's
whatever.
like flopped. I don't think it's happening.
Sure, but it's like you have a following, like, and you are just putting this out there when you don't have any information that supports this whatsoever. This is so very, very irresponsible.
It's like dangerous. It's just that's the whole thing about all of those people is like you are literally pulling this out of thin air and just deciding that your theory that you came up with your head is fact.
And guess what, girl, you're not a doctor.
You're not. You're barely an actor. Like, you won't be getting roles anytime soon, babe. So I just hope people find another fucking grift. It's like people know that this is a path to people paying even more attention to them, but it's just really gross and disgusting, and how you could ever look at yourself in the mirror again is beyond me. Like, this is a real person who really passed away. People really fucking loved him, and this is what you're doing. Yeah. Like, you need to reevaluate your entire life. The Kardashians saw Wicked early.
God damn it. I want to know how it is.
I mean, I guess.
Someone reach out to one of the K girls.
Yes, Kim, Kylie.
Kendall.
There's one who's funny. What's her name?
One who's funny.
Chloe.
Chloe. Funny.
Yes, funny.
I want to know their review.
I couldn't believe that not only did their house get, decorated and they had, in the theater all set up, but also that Ariana and
Cynthia showed up.
I was like, okay. I just also was kind of like,
I mean, that was probably a party. I would have showed up too.
I mean, of course, but it's also like, I don't know if it felt a little like, oh, this would have been a huge deal like 5 years ago. Is this the promotion that we really need? But again, the Wicked budget, I'm sure, is huge for marketing.
I'm sure it was a collaboration between the Kardashians and the Universal.
Right.
Being like, hey, throw a screening at your place, have pictures. And it'll get people to see the movie, which people are apparently.
Hey, I was going to see it either way.
Tickets are getting sold. So.
Yes, absolutely they are. Hey, we're seeing it that Friday.
Yeah.
Going to be seeing, are we seeing IMAX or regular?
Regular.
Cool. Well, I'm happy for those little kids that were involved, like the Kardashian children. I'm, happy that they got to see
cinemas for families, guys.
It really is. It really, really is. The rumor is that Chappell Roan has fired her old management and that this isn't even a rumor. She is, partially through recording her sophomore album. Dan Nigro, who is her producer, has talked a bit about it, saying that they have about 5 records. One of them is a fun up-tempo country song that will include a fiddle. I'll say that much. It's a new version of Chappell. They have 5 new tracks, including The Subway, which Roan has been performing in concert. He also mentioned a couple of ballads and a mid-tempo rock song. So it seems like 2025... we might be getting new Chappell Roan music.
If they wait till 2026, I will forgive no one.
No, I am putting it out into the universe that we're going to get a new Chappell album and we're going to get a new Olivia Rodrigo album in 2025.
Oh, what a great year that's going to be.
I know.
We were so worried after 2024 gave us a plethora that we would be like, 2025 is going to be so dry.
I know.
No, it's going to be full. It's going to be moist.
It is going to be full. Guys, I always get pushed to a point where I just have to start defending people that are problematic or I have my own personal problems with. But I'm starting to feel bad for Katy Perry. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying listen to her music that was produced by a man who we don't like. But I'm saying let's just stop talking about her. Because Stevie Nicks brought her up in a way that was like, oh, you're kicking this girl while she's down a little bit.
I don't know if it's necessarily meant to be shade.
I don't think it was supposed to be.
She was just telling a story.
And she doesn't have her finger on the pulse. She doesn't know the pylon of Katy Perry this year.
She is Instagram list just like Joshua Jackson.
Which is kind of the point of this post. She, was being interviewed by Rolling Stone, and one of Stevie's bombs that were dropped about 10 years ago. Katy Perry was talking to me about internet armies and all of the girl singers and how cruel and rancid they were. I said, well, I wouldn't know because I'm not on the internet. She said, so who are your rivals? I just looked at her. It was my steely look. I said, Katie, I don't have rivals. I have friends. All the other women singers that I know are friends. Nobody's competing. Get off the internet and you won't have rivals either. It's like,
I mean, I read this as more pleasant than you did.
I don't think that's pleasant.
I read this
off
as
the internet.
I read this as advice. Get off the internet. You'll have friends. You won't have rivals either.
I thought it was a little. Katie doesn't come across great in the story in a year where she has not come across great.
But also this was 10 years ago? It was just to be a young pop person, you had to be online.
Yes.
Even Beyonce was posting shit on the internet back then. It's
not a lot.
Not a lot. I mean, Beyonce was, a little more hip to it.
Yes.
But and also Stevie Nicks at this point is a bona fide fucking legend, even 10 years ago. And so Stevie Nicks is I don't need this. Whereas Katy Perry was in the height of her career, in the boom of social media.
Right.
So Katy obviously would be more aware of the discourse that's happening surrounding her. So I
do think it's a little odd to refer to, even if you're I'm vaguely in a feud with Taylor Swift right now.
Who are your rivals?
That's a weird question. And Matt Steele is my answer.
But maybe she said it as sort of a joke, who are your rivals? She
does love a joke. She's always dressed as a hot dog or something.
She's dressed as a hot dog.
Yes.
She has, she's got cupcakes all around. She has a good time.
She's a very good time girl.
Yeah.
It just worried me because I was getting to the point where it's okay, let's just not listen to the album and leave this woman alone so she can go be a mom.
Sure.
I just felt like the pylons were bad. I don't even know if Lily Allen selling feet pics.
Oh, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago on for News
She
Radio.
basically tweeted, someone tweeted at her, imagine being one of the biggest pop stars, musicians in Europe, and then being reduced to this. And then Lily responded, imagine being an artist and having nearly 8 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but earning more money from having 1,000 people subscribe to pictures of your feet. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And she's got a point.
She's got a point.
I mean, as someone who has music on Spotify, they pay you in hugs and pennies. It's truly, really, like, I was thinking today because I bought a video game. Actually, I bought the new Zelda. It's a really great game. We've only played it a little bit, but it's Echoes of Wisdom. And you actually play as Zelda, not Link. I know you don't care, but it's true. And Zelda's amazing. So I was like, this is like, of all of the pieces of media, I think this has been the most, like, we're not falling for the trap of streaming. We're not falling for the trap of, of torrents, of like, it's really hard to get a game illegally. And it's like, we are still shaking you the fuck down for this, which like is good and bad. Of course, we as consumers, we want things to be lower price. We want things to be accessible. But also, if you're the maker of that piece of art, the maker of that video game, the maker of that film, and it's being stolen or being streamed and you're getting cents on the dollar for every stream of like, oh, remember how I spent so much fucking money and so much fucking time making this album, EP, film, Devo's available now, and it's getting streamed and I'm getting like 4 cents a month. It's like a bit disheartening.
Yeah.
So I get what Lily is saying.
Oh, completely. I mean, I remember when Devos first came out and it wasn't available for free on any like streaming platform. It was like you had to either rent it or buy it.
Yes,
and,
understandable.
And people who I knew would just flat out ask me, oh, where can I watch it for free? And I was just like, you fucking can't.
I know.
Have a good day.
I know.
Like,
I know.
my God.
It's wild. And it's like, I feel like with music especially, you can't even do that. Yeah. I couldn't be like, go to iTunes and download it. They'd be like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It's 2025.
Yes. I saw like some tweet of someone saying, oh, I told my friend about the movie The Substance and like how well it's doing. Like in movie theaters, it's making a buttload of money. And they're like, and my friend said, oh, it's such a shame it's not available for everyone to see. And I was like, it is at the fucking movie theater. And they were like, no, but like really available, like at home. And it's like, well, it's still playing in movie theater. Like don't act like this is some thing that they're keeping from you by not putting it on streaming right away.
I know.
It's like, God, like they got to make money.
I know.
All right.
Which, by the way, if you go to patreon.com/2kmats, that's money in the pocket, babe. We love all our patrons because
we do a lot. We will not pretend like we don't do a lot of work.
We do. And it doesn't seem like work because we're having fun. But then once the camera goes off, we're editing it, bitch. Well, I'm not editing those patron videos because it's like people want to hear us talk and hear the gaps or whatever. But yes, it's not easy.
It's not
being
easy.
an artist of any kind and to make money with your art is harder than ever, I would say. So leave Lily Allen and all those people with side hustles alone. Everyone's just trying to make a living and like have a roof over their fucking head.
Yes.
James Franco is confirming that Seth Rogen is no longer speaks to him. He was asked in some Variety article about if he was in touch with Seth Rogen. No, I haven't talked to Seth. I love Seth. We had 20 great years together, but I guess it's over, and not for lack of trying. I've told him how much he's meant to me. And, on the one hand, sure, having a friendship end and, is kind of sad. But also the fact that someone being accused of, and I don't know if like proven to be, I didn't follow the James Franco story.
In parentheses, rumors.
It's rumor. Well, more than a rumor.
More than rumor.
It's an alleged sexual assaulter. I feel like what keeps men doing shit like this is because people don't cut them off. People are always trying to make an excuse for a man who has done something that is like categorically terrible, and to see a straight male friendship end for a reason as good as this is a little heartening. Like, you don't root for people not to be friends, but if someone has done something that like isn't like, oh, I disagree with what you did, but it's like, oh no, I think you are bad for society and what you've done is wrong to the core. I can't be your friend anymore. Like, that is allowed, and maybe that will get the person who has, done things that are like horrible to rethink their actions. There needs to be consequences for shit like this.
Aside from all the very obvious reasons to not do said actions
Oh,
as well.
beyond. Absolutely. But the reason people would continue to do so is because they still felt like they had the support.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just good to see, hopefully, the tide turning on this. I hope young men see this and are like, huh, shit can really happen.
And I mean, that can't be easy for Seth Rogen either, because it's just like this person who I was so close with, who I,
he has to mourn that friendship as
yeah,
well.
Exactly.
It's strength. It was like the day that I took the Michael Jackson thing off the wall and replaced it with Beyonce. Wasn't easy for me, but I did
But
it.
You replaced it with something real nice.
Lemonade. Give me a break. Lemonade needed a star on my Walk of Fame. This is just funny. Apparently, there was a Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest held in New York City today, and the winner was going to get a $50 cash prize. And cutely enough, Timothée Chalamet showed up.
Apparently, the cash prize also was $50.
I know.
Iconic.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
That's okay.
It reminds me of the time I remember hearing that Dolly Parton once entered a Dolly Parton lookalike contest and came in third.
Iconic. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it for my news for idiots. Do you have any other news you want to share with people?
I have no news, guys.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more Two Gay Mads, the podcast.
I'm so sorry to do this. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh!
I never.
Didn't you go before?
I did, but my bladder's so teeny.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Sorry.
So,
and entertain the people.
Since Matt Steele's not here, what do you guys really think of him?
Yeah,
what should we do about him? Is it a fair rule that anyone involved with the creation of the project can see it for free? I was an extra in my friend's movie, and he gave everyone listed in the credits a Vimeo link. Oh, absolutely. If you were a part of the project, you might as well be seeing it. Important context is that Dolly Parton looked like context was in a drag bar. I love that. Maybe one day she'll get number one. I think she looks a lot like herself, but maybe some people disagree. Doing musical. Oh my God, has this ever happened? What? That Matt Steele was gone and it was just me here? I know. How am I? Because usually I'm the one who's like, oh, my luggage got delayed at the airport and it's arriving now. I have to go get it or something happens. But I'm here. I'm going to hold down the fort. I thought y'all were AI. No, no, we are not. We're real. And sometimes we go to the bathroom like everyone else. Keep that in mind. Hey, I'm sorry. I mean, if no one's typing, I'm just going to promote the live show. If you're in LA, click that link. I looked away. Where did he go? He went to the restroom, Girls' Generation. He will be back. No one fret. No one worry. All is well. But yeah, long story short, go to 2gaymatslive.com. Get tickets to our live show. I need to start arranging the song. We've decided what song we're going to sing. I would explain why they don't age. That's very kind. Half of that is like good lighting, but we will take it. We will take it. And we both drink a good bit of water, that keeps your skin looking good. Or is this all a ploy to make them seem real? I didn't know this was a conspiracy theory. What do you two call your fans Kathys? Because it is, if you've not seen the film the last 5 years or seen the show, there's a character named Kathy who tries real hard and, really goes for it. She is wronged. And I feel like that's all of us. We're all Kathys here. But if you are a straight man, you can be a Jamie, who is the other character in the show. There are only 2 characters. It's not a lot. He's back. Thoughts on Chapel talking about paparazzi? I thought it was kind of cool. When she walked up. Oh, he's back. Apparently they thought we were AI. They couldn't believe you needed to go to the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
I know. We're real.
Listen, AI has to pee too.
No, we're real. Any new music coming for Christmas, Palmer? I'm working on new music, but I'm also working on the live show and working on my job.
Yeah, and working.
And working. There's going to be new music.
Right.
Halsey also released a new album. I only listened to a couple songs. It seems okay.
Okay. I know she's like taking pictures of herself, like recreating like iconic images from other pop stars.
Right, because it's called The Great Impersonator. So I think all the songs are like references to other artists.
Cute.
Or even like her 2015 self.
Okay.
Nice.
Baby, pull me closer. Was that 2015? 2016?
Maybe 2016. Sure. I forgot that was her.
Remember that song?
Yeah, it was played all the time.
All the time.
My job played All I Want for Christmas Is You. It wasn't Mariah's though. I mean, this might be our argument as to when Christmas music could be played, but before Halloween is brazen in like a public setting. And I wonder what version it was. I like the Glee version actually because they have what's the girl who plays Effie in Dreamgirls in the London? Amber Riley. She sings the Glee All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's great.
So random, but the song playing in the background of the Chapel Paparazzi vid, No Aloha by the Breeders, is my favorite song ever and a clear reference point for Olivia making. Oh, okay.
I love that.
What are your thoughts on JoJo's Porcelain song?
I like it.
I've
heard
it.
It's good. It's good. You should listen to
Prediction Chapel Roan will come out as a floor.
No,
I don't foresee that.
No. She's just, she's very much a leftist, which we love, everyone's opinion, and she's voting for Kamala. It was a male singing. What? Oh, there's Michael Bublé. Was it a ballad? Michael Bublé has a version of All I Have for Christmas Is You. That's very, sad.
Sad?
Yes, it's very like, he's sad, croonery, like, just down tempo.
Okay. Men have feelings, I guess.
The more you know.
Crazy.
Who listens to those albums? Not me.
Listen. The girls love it.
They really do. Michael Bublé, which, by the way, Mariah at some interview was like, there's this artist who like makes so much money on Christmas stuff and was complaining to me, being like, oh, I don't really like Christmas. And I was like,
oh,
I can't relate. I love Christmas.
Wow.
And Mariah was like, so some people aren't really in it for the right reasons. And I always thought it was Michael Bublé.
Rumor,
alleged, rumor.
My job played blank space today. I was so happy.
Maybe they're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of 1989.
Everyone else extremely nervous about election.
I'm trying not to lean into nervousness.
I wouldn't say extremely nervous because I am feeling good, especially after the disaster that was today. Jesus,
I know. I'm feeling good. I love tuna sandwiches so much. I do too. Tuna sandwiches are good.
Tuna sandwiches slay.
They do. Michael Bublé's Santa Buddy is camp. Absolutely it is. Santa Buddy. Another song I have not listened to, at least not on purpose. Maybe I've heard it out in the world. So how many emails do we have? Which ones are you? How many?
We have we have 5, but like 2 of them are essentially like kind of the same question.
Interesting.
Ish.
Okay.
It's
up to you. Yeah.
They're both about the election.
Oh my. I mean, it's top of mind. I get it. I almost don't want to watch the election vote news until way after. I don't know what I'll do with Trump ones. Yeah. We're all in that boat. But again, we're going to be optimistic.
We are
going to hope for good things. Yes. I believe it will be a good moment that we'll remember fondly. But it is funny to think of because I think what it really brings up is just how we were all feeling before 2016.
Yeah, we were so naive.
And I just can't imagine being so confident.
I know.
Going into an election.
I know. Because
people were.
I'm voting for the first woman, which I was so
really
excited.
We were.
I woke up so early, which I never do if I don't have to.
I know.
And I went to that polling center. I was like, yes, I'm going to have the best time today. And then I sat in front of the TV for about 9 hours and watched the world crumble slowly.
We did. We all did. We were there.
No, you were at the fucking Apple store.
I was, but I came home after it crumbled.
After I was on the couch
had it been decided by the time I got home?
It was very close to being decided. Clear. It was very close.
But I remember 2020 and being up late and being like, oh God, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. But then I heard them say and they're not counting the mail-in ballots yet. I was like, oh, I'm going to bed.
Oh, you were like, I'm going to bed.
None of this is real.
I know. All right.
And then I woke up in the middle of the night and things were starting to look good.
And I was still awake.
You were still awake. And I was just
this is sort of this can be answered in an email.
Oh, we can.
Yeah,
okay.
we can tell the story.
We'll talk, okay.
I feel like we've told it before, but who cares?
Trump on Joe Rogan, OMG, the standard for Republican is so low. But the thing is, I heard that Trump sounded a fucking mess on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But, I wonder if Kamala's really going to do it. I mean, she only has 9 days.
Sure. But
yeah, I'm up for whatever she wants to do. She's got a lot to do. Yeah. Whatever she wants to do between now and then, I support. I'm sedating myself through the election. I mean, whatever you need to do safely to get through it. Yes. Just be safe. If you're sedated, don't get behind the wheel of a car.
No.
Just stay home.
Please, because we need your vote.
Yes. And also, I hope you've already voted or voting.
If you plan on sedating yourself and driving, please have already voted.
No, not driving. Don't drive. But if you plan on sedating yourself, vote before.
I'm calling into work on Wednesday. I'm calling.
Oh, out of work. Yeah.
Out of work.
We shouldn't even think. And by the way, we might not even know by the time you have to decide whether to go to work or not.
Sure.
Right?
Pennsylvania rally with Liz Cheney was excellent. Great. What's more of a sleigh? Tuna sandwiches or Dua Lipa?
They're very different. I love them for different reasons.
I never thought I would compare the two.
I never thought I would either, but here we are.
What kind of tuna sandwich? I'm not a tuna sandwich person. I'm more of like an ahi, like seared tuna moment. It doesn't need to be a sandwich.
I like a sandwich.
What's the most disappointing is how some families don't understand why I wouldn't want to disassociate with the family members who are Trump supporters. It's all just sad the way people are like so divided now. Wondering if you all are following the Billboard Best Artists of the 21st Century list.
Not really. It doesn't mean anything. But I mean, I see it every day where it's like, Bieber was 8.
Oh, the people who are pissed that Justin Bieber was 8 because they thought he should be like number 1 or whatever. And it's just like, he's lucky he got that. Like no shade against Bieber. Like he was very talented, very successful and everything.
But he hasn't been doing things for a while.
Come on. When there's still like people like Taylor, Beyonce, Britney, who are going to be top 3. Let's get real.
Right.
I can't see anyone else getting ahead of those 3 in terms of pop artists of the 21st century.
Also, it's not real. Like this isn't based.
It's not based on anything.
Yeah.
There's there's no metrics here.
Wait, so you guys can vote between today and actual election. We could have early voting started.
Depends on the state. Like different state have different early voting laws. Like some states allow for early voting, like up to like 2 weeks beforehand. Some states are just like no early voting. It's all election day. All states have mail-in ballot. You can mail your ballot. You get your ballot in the mail like 3 weeks before the election ish. So you can mail that in whenever or like put it in a Dropbox. And if you want to vote in person, which most people do, then you can do that.
Okay, JJ, you're really going off on this thing, so I'm gonna bow out of
what?
this discussion.
Where do we get?
I don't know. We're now talking about showering, so I think I'm out.
All right.
I wish you the best of luck, though. Yeah, it's not based on anything high. I just wondered. Also, Usher was too high. No shade, no shade. How high was he? And also, we cannot forget about Confessions. Like, that was the 21st century. Like, and Love in this. Like, yes, it's been quieter.
What number was Usher?
I don't know. But, yeah, Usher's, guys, it was like when Usher was announced as the halftime performer.
Yeah,
he was very big.
It's not crazy that he's, like, in the top.
No!
10.
He was very big.
Yeah. Rihanna will be top 5. I could see Rihanna being at, like, 4 or 5.
I live in Minnesota and voted for Harris Walls early weeks
Minnesota.
ago. Yes!
I was in high school so excited for what a time.
Usher was 11. That seems fair.
That's fair.
Right? That seems fair.
That's not crazy to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pay Usher dust. Justice for Usher.
Yeah. Yeah is literally like if you weren't alive in 2004.
Yes. Yeah, was everywhere. Everywhere.
I say it all the time. It's like that's probably the song I've heard the most in my life that I haven't actively like sought out.
Right. It's just happens
it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Usher's first 15 years of his career were tough to beat. Yeah.
Right.
15 years. Yeah. That's a huge number.
He has a diamond album and several number ones in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Album I was listening the other day and it's great. Sierra's first album. Goodies, 1-2 Step, Hotline, and I. It's a great album.
It all just reminds me of high school dances.
I know, it's very
like. Have y'all watched Heartstopper season 3 yet?
I have not. And I'm sure y'all don't want me to because I'm gonna have notes and you're gonna be mad.
I'm voting on election day because I live in a Republican state and don't want them throwing out my vote in a lawsuit just because it was a mail-in or early vote. Fair. New Hampshire doesn't have an early vote, but I will vote for Harris Walls. Sorry.
I'm sorry, LOL. Usher will forgive me. No, I'm texting him right now. You won't believe what Luna said.
We're close personal friends with
Luna.
Usher.
They were coming. Luna was coming for you.
Luna was coming for you, Usher.
And we stepped in and we were like, no.
And he's probably like, oh, I know.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
I was in that chat.
Luna's on my list. Which, by the way, Usher went very quickly from being on The View, being like, I try not to talk about politics, to like stumping for Harris Walls. And I was like, yes. Yeah, this is when you get bad feedback and you make a change.
Sure.
That was great.
A lot of artists have so many albums, but they don't have their own Confession album yet. My God,
Sierra's debut album is good. Ooh, baby. Oh, the title, Thug Style. Yes. The title's great. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. I've been acting up. I know what to do.
Matt Palmer, you may actually like this season of Heartstopper. They have actual conflict and character development this time.
I do like that. But I don't want y'all coming for me if I give notes. Because people, I feel like of the like more innocuous things, in my opinion, that I have said on this show, people hate when I talk about Heartstopper. Which, like, I get it. I love shows too.
Yeah.
But, like, people can have opinions. Confessions went diamond. Yes. All right, should we do part 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Like Confessions part 2.
All right, guys, we're back. Same episode, but just different part. It was a commercial break.
It was a commercial break.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, Matt Palmer, give the people the ad. Give them the knowledge that they need to know.
Guys, if you enjoy us, if you enjoy watching or listening to us every week, please go to your Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a 5-star rating or review. 5 stars only. We don't accept anything lower because that's just not our thing, you know? But if you really all love us and you're in the LA area, make sure to go to 2gaymatslive.com for tickets to our November 23rd holiday live show. It's going to be so much fun. And if you love us and are not in LA, go to patreon.com/2gaymats, become a part of the patronage, and you'll join our Discord, hang out with friends who love pop culture as much as you do, get extra bonus content. We're actually going to post our reaction to the Jenny music video for Mantra this week. It's going to be great, and we hope to see you there.
I hope to see you there.
Yes. Matt Steele.
Yes.
What section of the podcast are we in?
We are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO.
Yes.
We got a bunch of emails this week, so we'll just read a couple. 2 of them are about the election.
Okay.
And so I'm going to combine them. An email from Olaf and an email from Peter, which are essentially all about election, mental health.
Fair.
Election check-in, as Olaf says. He essentially says we're less than 2 weeks away from the election, and watching the debate made me feel more confident, as I'm pretty sure they aren't eating the cats and dogs. But as we got closer, I'm starting to feel more nervous, and it's starting to feel like 2016 again. How confident are y'all feeling, and should I feel less nervous than 2016? And Peter also had a couple specific questions about the election, essentially saying, what are our election plans? Will you go to bed before knowing the results? And what do we do if the election doesn't go our way? Also, how is what Elon Musk is doing illegal?
Oh my God.
Can you really bribe people with money in this way? Or at least, yeah, I get people do bribes all the time, but I've never seen it so public.
Right.
And yeah, Peter was having a great time in this email, just being I don't know what to think. Yeah. So how do we deal with the stress? What are our plans to consume the election coverage?
I think this time it is stressful, absolutely, but maybe less stressful than 2020, because it was we were trying to turn the tide back to where it needed to go. 2016, the lead up wasn't brutal, but the issue was I was so overly confident that it was I think this is going to go the way that I want it to go. I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to go to the Apple store that night. It's going to be fine. So In the meantime,
I was at home alone in 2016, and I was so excited because y'all know I love Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
And that whole election season was just so exhausting. But I was so excited for it to finally be over.
Yes.
And we would finally elect Hillary Clinton as president. I was so excited. So I watched TV for 10 hours and I sat on the couch, and it slowly just started falling apart. And I was like, where is Matt Palmer? I need someone in my presence right now.
I came back.
You came back.
Eventually,
you came back too late, baby.
I did.
Yes. So, and then 2020, we watched together, me and Jackson.
Yes.
And in the early hours of that night, things were looking bad because we were only seeing the election day returns, and we weren't seeing all the millions and millions and millions of mail-in ballots and everything, which most people did because of something called COVID.
Heard of it?
And so Matt Palmer did something I could never imagine doing. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to bed,
right,
and I will find out what happens in the morning." I could not sleep. I was I stayed up until 7 a.m.
Wild.
Because I was I need to watch either Pennsylvania or Michigan or Wisconsin flip blue. And I eventually watched that. And so then I went to bed.
Right.
But this time I'm chilling at home with my roommate, Travis.
Yes. The plan for me, I think, is stay home too. It'll just be me and Jackson. We'll be watching things come in. I wouldn't plan a big over-the-top party I feel some people probably did in 2016. It's oh my God, first woman president. I just am not counting my chickens, but I do have a good feeling. I feel more level than I did in 2016, but also more optimistic. If things don't go our way, I don't know what I'll do, but in my head, that is a possibility in a way that it was not in 2016. So I feel more personally prepared for whatever happens. But I think, we all kind of have PTSD from that 2016. If you were someone who voted for Hillary, that was one of the worst nights. Probably of your life. Honestly.
I was so shocked. And it's truly a night that changed my way, altered my way of thinking.
Right. Janie was at the Javits.
I know. Yeah, a friend of ours.
Yes.
One of my favorite memories of you, though, is like literally 5:30 in the morning as things were starting to get better in like Wisconsin or something in 2020. Just Matt Palmer. I'm still like in front of the TV and I'm like, I'll go to bed in 20 minutes. But it ended up being 2 hours later. Matt Palmer just like popping out of his bedroom because I guess he woke up in the middle of the night, checked his phone and saw things were going well. And I just like turned to you quietly and I was like, shh. And we like quietly like skipped around the living room at 5:30 in the morning.
Yes, because Jackson was still in there asleep, but I was feeling joyful.
So how you deal with this stress, cling tight to your friends.
Yes. And like, it's good to go in optimistically. I think we've all learned our lesson about being too overly confident. So I'm not there, but I feel like this is going to be good. And when Kamala wins, we're just going to put it out in the universe that it's going to go our way and things will be good. Keep it positive.
Yeah. And Peter also brought up you saying something a few podcasts ago that you wish this election didn't feel like it was the end of the world.
Yes.
And you know, it's this one feels much more higher stakes than most, but honestly, like it's a reason to keep voting, guys.
It is.
Every election is very, very important.
It's true.
So yeah. So next question comes to us, and the subject line is divorce. Hi, Mats. My parents got a divorce after 35 years during COVID. I am 30, and all I've known is them together. We had to sell the house, and my dad had to move to another state because he couldn't afford to stay nearby. Growing up, I could tell they were just staying together for us, but I thought they'd selfishly continue to do so forever. As soon as my mom told me she wanted a divorce, he got really depressed and went on online dating sites. He's older and didn't want to waste any time. I get this isn't what he wanted and he has every right to do so. My mom doesn't seem to care, but this all happens so fast. Fast forward to 2 years post-divorced, and he is remarried, and now I have step siblings. My mom is happy, my dad is happy, and I am the only one who seems to not be able to accept this divorce. I still get angry and lash out at my mom. I always apologize after and feel awful for the situation she put us in. I'm talking to a therapist on a regular basis about this, but it doesn't really seem to be helping. It's also affected my outlook on dating and marriage since they had a messy divorce, fighting over finances, etc. I just don't want to repeat their mistakes, and I want to have a healthy view on love. I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry this is so hard on you. I am happy that your parents have, seemed to move on and are doing well. Your dad, it seems like remarried. You now have step siblings, which is wonderful. Like it's great when the family gets expanded, and it seems it seems like maybe you get along with them. Yeah. And even though this is hard on you, and I am a child of divorce as well, but my parents got divorced when I was 5. So I was very much just like, okay. Right. And I wasn't my sort of like family dynamic didn't feel as upended as it would if they had gotten divorced when I was older. So I honestly, like, it's great that you're seeing a therapist and everything. When it comes to like having your outlook on like love and marriage change, I would say don't be afraid to go into something because it might fail. I mean, I don't think that's a way. I don't think that's a way to live a life. And that's the beautiful thing about like marriage or falling in love. It's like you are kind of taking a risk that you're going to get your heart broken, but it's so worth it that you do it anyway.
Yes.
And it's just going to take time. And you're also younger, your parents are older, and it seems like you said, have not been invested in this relationship for quite a while. Right. So the break was probably a little easier for them to get over, even though there were arguments about things. So I can understand why it is harder on you.
I agree. It's also like, kind of feels like the opposite version of when a kid comes out to their parents almost, because it's like, for you as the person coming out, it's like, okay, I've been building to this for years. There have been thoughts in my head leading to this moment, and finally I can have the release of telling. If your parents are getting divorced or like have gotten divorced, there were probably a lot of steps that you weren't privy to, a lot of conversations you weren't privy to. So when it landed there, they probably were further along in the like grieving process of what that, marriage was or what that family unit was than you were, who like your starting point is different than theirs, right? Yeah. So I think you're doing all the right things. I love that you're talking to a therapist, and you just kind of have to give it more time. And if nothing else, just know that both of your parents are happier now. Like if you could think of the options are they're together and miserable, or they're both now apart and happy, you'd pick apart and happy. And I'm positive that if you talk to either of them, they would say, of course I don't regret that relationship. It gave me you. I'm sure there are many positive things about their time together that they think back fondly on. And I hope when you are entering your relationships, even though you know it's very clear to you that this could end in heartbreak, the positive stuff, like Matt Steele was saying, is not stuff you want to skip over. Like you can't, like just keeping to yourself and not entering into a relationship is only going to make you feel lonely. Sure, you won't have a heartbreak, but there'll be a version of like, well, what if I could have had this great love, this great joy that I didn't open myself up to? So maybe you're not there yet, but also the dating doesn't always have to be so serious up front. And once it gets serious, be open with your partner. Once it gets there, being like, hey, these are my worries. My parents' divorce affected me in these ways, X, Y, Z. And then maybe you'll feel like, okay, I have a teammate in this, and like they understand my point of view once it gets there. But again, that doesn't have to be for a long time.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is kind of a thing where it's like you as the child, like kind of have to be there for them. Like I imagine it's very hard. Like your dad now lives out of state, like him not being as close as he once was. But like, I'm sure he wants nothing more than for you to have a good relationship with his new stepchildren and his new wife and everything. Right. And so to really put in that effort to do that for him, like would be so meaningful to him. And it would, eventually like benefit you, I think, because you are opening yourself to new people and more family.
Absolutely.
And so it really just helps the family dynamic. The more people can really just sort of like any like hard feelings they have sort of just be like, but I'm pushing through and I'm entering it with through a place of love.
Absolutely.
So this next, I'm going to do one more email just cause it's kind of like fun.
Okay. I love fun.
And also there's no 2 gay minutes, I assume.
No.
Oh, no. What a time, guys.
Oh God.
So this next one comes from Amy, behind the scenes drama. Hi, Matt. This is just a funny question I thought after having watched a lot of your reactions and reviews. I'm wondering if you ever had to review an album or song for a patron request that you absolutely hated, but didn't want to shit on something your valued patron member liked and wanted to like, so you just pretended you liked it or had a really good time with that review. I won't ask for the specific review unless you want to share. Similarly, have you ever pretended to like something the other one of you liked because you didn't want to hurt the other one's feelings?
No.
Example, that's a hard no. Matt Palmer saying he liked Babylon because he knew how much it meant to Matt Steele. No, he did not say he liked Babylon. He didn't spare me those feelings. Matt Steele saying he liked Mariah because he knew how much it meant to Matt Palmer. Also, how do you deal with disagreements while working together? I've considered going into business ventures with friends, but I don't think it's a good idea for the sake of our friendship. So I am curious how you've navigated any challenges or disagreements that arise.
Interesting question. Okay, so for me, I'm like we've mentioned probably on this podcast, on the show, I'm not a great liar. I have learned, I feel like over our 12 years on the internet, on how to state things in a more kind tone, and like maybe use words that are not attacking of someone who may love the thing I'm talking about. But I can't, like, it just doesn't. If I tried to lie on this channel, you would all be like, bitch. Like, you would see through it so directly. I do try to look for the positives first. There was a stretch in which we're like, let's talk about the things we hate first. And we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we learned that that's not what the viewers want to see.
And it's also like, I think it helps, at least for the stuff that we choose to react to on the channel. We literally only listen to and watch things that we think we're going to like.
Yeah.
So if we're disappointed, you'll see it.
Or that we at least hope we're going to like.
Yes, think or hope. Like, we're not going out of our way reacting to albums or songs by artists. Like, we didn't react to the Katy Perry album. We heard it was awful. The first single was awful. Like, how would that have been a productive, fun conversation for anyone? Because the people who were going to want to watch it were fans of Katy Perry. So it was just like, no, it's not.
And we're not here to like trash other people's, stuff they create. And everything. We just had a whole spiel about how people need to make money for their art.
It's true.
And we know how hard it is to put out there in the world.
Right.
I mean, like, we listen to stuff that we don't necessarily like want to listen to, like that are patron requests and everything.
Well, we used to.
Well, but I mean, but honey, we'll still be doing it for several years because that
not
list is
several
long.
years, not several
that
years.
List is long.
I'd say a year and a half.
Okay,
but we did put a stop to the long form reviews and requests just because of the time commitment and also I assume it's not fun when people request something for, a long form request. And it's like, oh, this is one of my favorite albums. And we're like, I don't get this. But we're honest. I feel like we're not cruel, but I think we're honest about like, these were the high points, these were low points.
Sure.
It was for me.
And I mean, it is kind of fun though, having to like put on a show, because you do want to, when someone, does a patron request and they want you to react to something that you're not going to like, it kind of helps you like think deeper into like, well, why would someone like this? Like, what is it that they're looking for that we're not necessarily looking for? Like, there are so many things that people like where I could easily just write off and be like, oh God, anyone who likes that is an idiot. What do you like? But I'm just like, oh no, maybe they're just looking for something different than what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like, you're very much looking for, and through being friends with you for the past, decade and a half almost, I have started to look for what you look for in music. Like, we want a good solid melody. And so everyone's just looking for different things.
It's true.
And so, I think that aspect is it is sometimes fun listening to something that I wouldn't necessarily listen to, just because it is fun exploring what is someone like this person looking for.
But I think, yes, we're honest, but try to keep the line in our head of like, okay, the person who requested this actually likes it, so let me not shit all over it.
And in terms of like collaboration, like professionally, I don't know, we've been doing this for 12 years.
I know.
And like sometimes if like you necessarily want to do something that I don't particularly like the idea, I'm kind of just like, but if we do it, who cares? Like, I realize that this is such a low stakes entertainment field.
Right.
Like, there's nothing that you could possibly suggest to me that I would be like, this could destroy the channel.
No way.
And especially like now I know like what you want to do. You know what I want to do. I know you're not going to come out of left field and be like, hey, let's post pictures of our feet. So
no shade to Lily.
No shade to Lily.
Yes.
But yeah,
I think we've worked together well because it's been so long. It's really, we have clear lines of like who does what at this point. And it's like sometimes he's more excited about an idea and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I'm more excited about an idea, we'll do it. And if something doesn't work or if something really doesn't work, it's like, we'll have another video next week.
And if I like have an idea and you're like, I don't like that idea, I'm kind of just like, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, I don't take it personally.
Offended.
I'm not offended. So I don't think it would work for every friendship, but it's like I would say work well together and it lucked out. Like, it could have gone a different way. But I think by the time we started 2 Gay Mats, we probably knew like, this is going to be fine. Like, this is, it doesn't stress me out, 2 Gay Mats. It's more like selling those tickets.
Selling
those tickets. Okay, so Matt Steele.
Oh, yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What has been giving you moments, darling? This is the section of the podcast where we talk about content we've consumed that has really given us life, made us thrilled as artists, as people, given us drive for the week. And Matt Steele,
yes,
what's yours?
Oh, well, it's another piece of cinema, darling.
Of course it is.
Like, Oscar season is coming up, and so the new movie Conclave came out. It is directed by Edward Berger, who 2 years ago directed the German movie All Quiet on the Western Front, which was excellent. And so I was very excited for this movie. It's all about the decisions going into. It's a fictional. Story about like the Pope dies, and so all these cardinals now have to elect the new Pope. And Ray Fiennes is the lead of the movie. He's essentially the person who the old Pope who died made in charge of presiding over this conclave. And there are like five-ish, 6 front runners for who they're going to vote for the new Pope. And so each of them are all very different, like philosophically and like politically and stuff like that. Like, some are like more liberal in some terms, some are more conservative in like other terms. So they're all very different. And as the movie it's kind of like a very quiet thriller that's like stunning. The score is really excellent. It's beautifully shot, and Ray Fiennes throughout this movie is discovering different things about each of these candidates that makes them like either like not a perfect candidate or something maybe scandalous that's in their past that affects their candidacy. And it's essentially about that vote and everything. Isabella Rossellini is in the movie, and she's so good. She plays this like sort of steely nun who is sort of like a little suspicious of everything, but she has very few lines, but like her screen time is really great. And it's a silent thriller, which I love because it doesn't need like bells and whistles and anything like that, which is so interesting because All Quiet on the Western Front, like that was an epic that had 5 trillion battle scenes. Like, I've never seen so many battle scenes in a movie that were so elaborate, giant set pieces and everything. And this is so like quiet and stoic and so simple. And it's very much just like dialogue heavy, which you know I love.
You do love that.
Really, really great performances. Like Stanley Tucci's in it, and like John Lithgow, and it's really fascinating, and it's doing really well in theaters, especially amongst older viewers. Like you know, the 50 and above crowd, they're just like, I'm seeing this shit.
All right.
So it's doing really well critically and financially. And so a lot of people think that because it appeals so much to like a slightly older demographic, that it could do well amongst Oscar voters.
Okay.
So I'm excited. Yeah, I think it would be a very worthy Best Picture nominee.
Okay.
Also, like score, obviously. Ray Fiennes is so good in it. I think he's definitely getting nominated. Could stand a chance of becoming the front runner, I think, which I wouldn't be angry about. Yeah, I would love a costume nomination. Let's go. I thought it was great.
All right, The Conclave.
The Conclave. You saw a film as well, though. You
I did.
hinted beforehand, so I'm curious to know what film it was. Was it about like popes? And
it was not about
Roman
popes.
Catholics?
For
my
me,
people?
it was a documentary.
Oh, girl.
I know. It was a Netflix documentary.
Cultured.
Entitled Will and Harper.
What is this?
This is the new Will Ferrell and Harper Steele documentary. Harper Steele was a writer on SNL who was like very early on partnered with Will Ferrell, and they're like, oh, we just have a similar sense of humor, and they wrote a lot of the sketches for Will. Harper did, and they've been friends for 30 years at this point. And over COVID times, Harper Steele sent an email to Will Ferrell and many other collaborators, many other friends, and was like, by the way, I am trans, and I am a woman. I've been a woman. My name is Harper. FYI. Just so you all know,
so you know.
This is what's happening. And Will and she have gone on a 16-day road trip that's like shot as a documentary, in which Harper's basically asking Will, like, what was it like when I first came out to you? How did that make you feel? Like, were you worried about saying something wrong? Because Harper also grew up loving like road trips, going to like small towns across the country, like was her favorite thing. And now that she's trans and like living an authentic life, she was like, I'm kind of scared to go to these areas,
sure.
Go to these bars with like fuck Biden flags on the walls, and do I still feel safe? Am I still welcome in these spaces?
And also everyone's going to be looking at me because I got Will Ferrell here.
Exactly. So that's kind of why she did it with Will, because it's like, okay, it's like a safety net having this documentary crew and having the celebrity next to me as we go and do these things. And it's just like a long conversation between the two of them, and about like how transitioning later on in life is, scary and hard for, XYZ reasons. I just think Harper is so funny and likable and lovely, and I felt like I'd gone through so much. She like had an initial a therapist who was like kind of shitty and was kind of like, thinking like, she basically would come and be like, I believe I'm a woman. And it's like, but your life is so wonderful. You don't want to blow up your marriage. You don't want to blow up your family, XYZ. The therapist is saying this to her. And Harper's like internalizing this because she's at such a low point. But like, she gets to the point, she's writing these journals where it's like, she's legitimately like, having suicidal ideation because she cannot live authentically. She buys a $10,000 house in the middle of nowhere just so she can like wear women's clothes and not feel judged. And like the plan was like truly disappear from life to live authentically by myself. And she's like, that's not the solution. That's not how you do it. Like, I'm a full human being. I deserve to be happy and to live authentically. And she is just so wonderful, and Will Ferrell is such, and obviously the most likable person on the planet, such a good friend to her, and they go to public places. They end up going to a Pacers game. I think that the Indiana Pacers, a basketball game, and they run into the governor, who of course Will Ferrell's there, have a conversation with Will and Harper, and the next day they look up the governor, and the governor is of course signed anti-trans bills into law and shit, and it's like. And like, she goes to many different places, and people are so nice to her face, but like, obviously people are filming and posting shit online during this road trip, being like, oh, I just saw Will Ferrell and like his friend Harper in XYZ place, and like, she read the comments on Twitter about like what random people across the world and like the horrible things people say about trans people, the horrible way that they're treated. It just is like, it like conceptually, but to see someone live their authentic life. So, later on in their lives, and we meet her children and how they reacted to this news, and how, it's just a really lovely hour and 50 minutes spending time with this person who is so funny and going through this big change at this point in her life was just wonderful to watch. It's heartwarming, it's heartbreaking, but I feel like it's more hopeful than anything. And I would absolutely recommend Will and Harper on Netflix. It just felt like something that's like, oh my God, if you could watch this and still hold so tightly to your anti-trans views, like you couldn't be me. Like it's just like how do you watch her move through life just trying to exist safely and think like, oh, I hate her. Like how? So I would recommend Will and Harper to anyone who would like to see this. Will Ferrell does a good job too. He's fun, asks good questions, very supportive.
Good at being himself.
But Harper's the star.
We love a heartwarming road trip movie about friends.
Absolutely.
Will and Harper, Crossroads.
Yes, very similar. Very similar in that way.
We love.
And so I would recommend. And also there's a very cute moment where Kristen Wiig writes a song for the movie. They just call her up and they're like, hey, we were looking for like a musical friend who like could write a song for this road trip.
Does Kristen Wiig write songs?
I guess she does.
I didn't know this.
A beautiful, hilarious, heartwarming song for this. I'm like, this might get a Best Song nomination.
Oh shit.
Like,
right now there's no frontrunner for Best Song.
I think it's Will and Harper Go on the Road. I don't remember what it was called, the name of it, but it's great.
Kristen Wiig, Academy Award. Oh, before Britney Spears. Wow.
My God. My top two.
Top two. Okay.
Who I want to have Oscars.
These are the two like people who like who are most have been robbed the most for Oscars for Best Song.
Absolutely.
Kristen Wiig and Britney Spears. Diane Warren's listening to this like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, Diane. Maybe next year. So yeah, I think that's it from me. Matt Steele, do you have anything else you want to tell the people?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we love you all so very much. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. That
was so good. Good job, guys.
Will and Harper.
Will and Harper.
It's great. It's great. And also, I saw Jerry Jaguar. You were writing about how you and your boyfriend just broke up, and I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry.
That's devastating stuff. But you're gonna just give it time. You'll be okay. Good. We love you. We're sending all of our love.
Yeah.
So what else are people up to?
Yeah, what's everyone talking about?
Anything else happen at that fucking rally that we need to know about?
I don't know.
More racists say things.
Yeah, people were talking about something in the chat while we were talking about some email or whatever. I watched Terrence Malick's The Tree of Life. It was excellent. Definitely. Oh, that's a gorgeous movie. Yeah. Target Center in Minneapolis.
Oh, I think that's where Tyler saw Stevie Wonder tonight, which is so cool.
Fun.
That's the thing. I feel like when the legends you love are on tour these days, just go see them.
See it.
You never know. It's like those Joni Mitchell fans who went to see her at the Hollywood Bowl. It's like, go see her.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to think. Who do I want to see next? I don't know. I mean, Chapel and Olivia would be great, but they're so young. They're going to be around forever.
Sure. But to say you saw like Chapel so early in her career is like a cool thing to say.
I bet those people who were at like the shows right when the album came out were like, I know of Chapel and I love her. Like, hi. Bitches, I was right.
Yeah.
And you were right. Because that album is great. She is great. And, she yells at photographers.
Who
doesn't love that?
Sometimes she yells at photographers. Sometimes she sternly looks them in the eye and lets them know.
Yes. They already cover Beyonce's speech. Mama Tina flopping on the teleprompter. I didn't see that. We talked about Beyonce's speech. And leave Mama Tina alone.
Yeah, it's hard to read those things.
Exactly.
Okay.
She raised many legends. All right. Beyonce, Solange, Kelly partially.
I love her. She's such a mom.
She's such a mom.
She'll post on like Instagram just like a picture of Blue Ivy and be like, look at my grandbaby.
Oh, they also said something gross about Taylor. Someone tell the Swifties. Apparently they said something bad about Taylor at the the rally. I mean, hopefully those Swifties, y'all know what to do. Taylor told y'all. Yeah. The Beehive, Beyonce told y'all.
They
so everyone get information to the
polls.
polls.
Worry about them. Get information to the polls.
Not that I need to, because
you already did it.
I did. I did do it.
Do you like save your sticker and write what election it is on the back?
No.
Oh, I do. Oh. All my I voted stickers, I write on the sticky part like what election.
Save them where though?
Like in this little like hole thing in this little pencil holder in my room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I wear it. I want to promote. And I'm like, throw away.
Throw away.
They said Travis would be the next OJ, aka joking about her being murdered. Oh my God. Is that a joke? How is that funny? What Taylor shows have you guys seen? I saw the Red tour in person, and because I was working at a hotel, and one of my coworkers like got 2 tickets, and I was like, okay, and she like needed someone to go with. I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. Absolutely.
I've seen no Taylor shows. Yeah. 0 Taylor shows, but
hey, but you did see
I'll be down.
The Joanne tour.
I saw the Joanne tour.
Gaga
Again,
Joanne
free
tour.
ticket for that.
I saw Gaga's Monster Ball tour, the early version, when it was still in theaters, before she was like, oh, I need to be doing arenas. I am so fucking popular.
Sure. Yeah, the Joanne tour I saw because my coworker had turned 17, and so all of us pooled money to like get. She was a big Lady Gaga fan, so we all pooled money to get her 2 Lady Gaga tickets so she could go with a friend.
Yeah, and
she just like goes to me one day. She was like, so, and at this point I'm like 29.
Right.
And she's like, so I asked all my friends who wanted to see Lady Gaga show with me, and none of them wanted it. So I feel like out of everyone I know, you would appreciate the ticket the most. It's like, do you want it? And I was just like, like none of your friends wanted a free Lady Gaga ticket. Wild. And she was like, yeah, also my parents want me to go with an adult. So I essentially chaperoned my coworker to this Lady Gaga concert, and girl, I was going nuts. I was just like, yes.
I'm sure you were a great adult.
I was.
Great chaperone.
Okay, but it was just so funny because like she like near the end she was tired. It's just she was sitting down like, and I was still just like,
not during Bad Romance. She wasn't sitting down.
I don't remember. I was too in Bad Romance. I was in it.
I mean, come on.
I was in it with her.
Oh, I love that we've both seen her do Bad Romance.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, her. I think she did almost everything from the Fame Monster when I saw her, because it was. I mean, she only had the Fame and the Fame Monster.
Only a couple songs.
And she did Paper Gangsta. You know, I love Paper Gangsta.
Yeah. She That's only did. What art pop song did she do on the Joanne tour? I want to say it was Applause. And that's it. And I was just like, Lady Gaga, what about Venus?
I mean, she does. I feel like she does not look back fondly on that era of her life. Which, I mean, personally, I'm sure she went through stuff.
Yeah.
But there's some great shit on our pop.
We look back fondly.
We do.
On that album.
OMG Red Tour, You Belong With Me is one of my favorite performances of hers. I'm thinking of dressing up as that. Did Taylor have long or short hair when you saw her? Long? I don't remember that.
Taylor didn't have short hair until 1989, right?
I
feel like that's when she got the bob.
I mean, I would imagine Moop might know better than us, but my last tour was Renaissance, Beyonce in Toronto. Oh, that was so great. Going to Renaissance was great. Second leg of the Together Again tour was amazing. She did a fashion number. Yes, I've seen Janet several times. I saw her first in the All For You tour in 2001. And I got that tour book. That's the thing, and that's what I keep. You keep those election stickers. I keep tour books.
Oh, but those are so expensive.
Worth every penny.
That shit is so expensive.
It was like when I went to the TRL tour and got the Destiny Shot Survivor tour book.
I remember going to Broadway shows and getting like those booklets with all the pictures. Oh,
they're great. They're great.
And going into like Broadway stores. I don't know if they still have like Broadway stores, like Broadway merchandise stores, and they have like old like books of like old Broadway shows from like the 80s and like 70s and like 90s, and just like I remember going in all those stores in the early 2000s and just looking through all of them.
I mean, how could you not?
I know.
Janet's the queen of reinventing her tours in the middle of her tours. That's funny. And Gaga. I mean, that's cool. You get to see a refresh because I feel like there are people who follow them stop to stop.
I mean, I feel like there are 12,000 incarnations of the Eras tour at this point. So.
I assume there's just the original and then the new version with Tortured Poets.
Sure.
But maybe there's more.
What big songs did she cut once Tortured Poets came along?
I think she cut Long Live.
Okay.
I don't remember. But yeah, that's fine. Like all of a sudden, Janet would give a whole new act of her concerts. She doesn't remember Art Pop.
She had the bob for a few Red tour performances.
Oh, interesting. It's kind of weird to look at.
Red is not a bob album.
No.
1989. That's a bob album.
Absolutely it is.
But
yeah, this time next week when we're doing the podcast, we will be 2 days away from the election.
And we will be okay.
And then the week after it will have happened.
I know.
Wild, whatever. We're still going into Halloween.
Yeah. Let's think about Halloween.
Let's think about Halloween.
Let's think about how much fun we're going to have.
Oh, I liked Tis the Damn Season. I can't.
Oh, no. I loved Tis the Damn Season.
She also got Tell All Right Now.
Well. What can
you do? Did you see Adele and Celine? Yes, I saw that Celine went to sweet. The Adele show and they hugged. That's cute.
And disagree. When I first heard Red, I thought they were all bops. No, Bob. Bob haircut. But I think that's a joke.
Funny.
So it's funny.
Half of them are Bobs. Absolutely. She cut the Archer. Also okay.
Which tours are you going to see on?
Oh, I think Usher, because I think East Austin saw Usher 4 times. Go with a crush to the Usher show? That's funny. Plug the live show one. All right, you asked for it. Go to 2gaymatslive.com where you can get LA tickets, Lyric Hyperion, holiday show, November 23rd. It's going to be great. We're going to be singing a song. I can tell you what it is, but I won't. Gotta keep it secret.
The first show was a hit, guys. First show was fun.
People fucking loved it. Listen back to it. It's a joy.
I loved it.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I need to start arranging that song.
Okay.
I'll do it.
You got time.
I know.
Let's get through the election.
I know. That's why I'm wondering, should we send the email out to like people we know in LA before or after the election?
We can do after.
Do after?
Yeah.
I want them all.
I know.
Them all bought right now.
I know.
Going to the live show. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. Oh my God, Sandra, we can't wait to see you again. Did you get your ticket already? I'll check. You know we
she
get
will
that.
Get the ticket. Don't worry.
I know she will. It's just me. You know I get nervous. I get so nervous.
I'm excited to see that purse again.
I know.
She had a great purse.
You don't have to bring the purse, but the purse was.
The purse is a trademark.
I think she might have gotten a ticket.
Yes, Sandra.
Yes, Sandra. Yes,
Sandra, we love you.
I know. That's good that we're getting repeat people. There could be people who are like, I went to the first one and I ain't coming back.
Yeah, I know.
Nope, but we got repeats, baby. We got repeats.
The people just want more.
More. Give me more. More. Yep, we have several. I mean, Isaac, Jennifer, Sandra, lots of people. East Coast show. I mean, the dream is New York. The dream is New York, but we need.
The dream is always New York for anything.
Is always, yes, it is always New York for anything. But if we have a New York show, guys, we have fewer built-in people there.
Yeah.
So you'd actually need to really buy tickets and do it early, just so I don't freak. Anybody else listen to Kelsey Ballerini's album? But yes, one day New York City is where we would do it if we did a live. Yeah. That could be that. Maybe that'll be my goal for 2025.
Okay.
New York live show.
Oh my God.
That'd be iconic.
Let's see. Would we play the Palace?
We'd play whatever venue's the smallest.
That's not the Palace,
not
babe.
The Palace,
That's
babe.
Not the Palace.
It was so much fun, people.
The smallest Broadway theater is the Helen Hayes.
How big is that?
It seats like 600.
Too big.
But I want Broadway. I want the Broadway production.
If you ever do an East Coast live show, do a pre-sale so you don't worry too much about the sales. I mean, this is the pre-sale. This right now is the pre-sale, right? Like, is there earlier that we could have sold this?
I don't know. I think you dropped it at just the right time.
Thank you so much.
But that's your duty. That's what Matt Palmer does. Anything that has to do with like marketing, I didn't do it.
I mean, maybe we need to hire Sandra to do the marketing for this show so we don't start to get on your bag every week.
Steele has a whole town of people to invite.
It's true.
That is true. There would be people coming up from Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
And there's still a few New York people that a lot of people moved from when I was in college there, you know? Do you have people who are still in New York from college?
I got people
all right.
New York from college.
Yeah. And they're fans? They're fans?
They'll come.
Shell out the coin?
Yeah.
They do it when you got the coin. That's a great mini leaks.
Yeah.
Well,
they're not going to be like, ooh, where can I stream it for free? I'll be like,
not right. No, you can't stream this for free.
I will never forget people asking me that when Zevos came out. I was like,
that is wild. Aren't y'all NYU alumni? Y'all got people. We do, but that was long ago.
Long ago, guys.
And people have moved.
People have moved. I have more people from NYU who now live in LA than who live in New York.
Wow. Yeah, that's the thing. Me too. Feeling your follow your heart next job advice from both of you and hope to have a great update or at least any update. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, Sandra, that's so good.
Can't wait to hear.
We can't wait to hear. We can hear it in person.
I know, exactly.
All right, y'all. We think we got to go.
It's time.
It's time, but we love you. Thank you so much for being this iconic Nene quote from the season 7 Puerto Rico trip. That was when she and Claudia Jordan got into it. Claudia Jordan, I would say, is up there with Monica Garcia as like one of the most like wronged one season wonders. Like she absolutely should have come back, as should have Monica. But it's upsetting.
It's never too late for Monica.
It's never too late. Gotta go.
Bye.
We love y'all, and we'll see you at the live show. Bye, guys.